Down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is session. Clara, help me out. I never remember.
16.
Session 16 of Plymouth Rock. Yes, let's go around the table. Again, we have a returning viewer. Let's actually just go with them. Anna, another viewer. Player. Anna. Go. Character name. And then question.
Yeah, hi. I'm Anastasia. I play Jayas, also a vulture. And yes, my answer to the question of how would she, what would she go to jail for?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, what wouldn't she go to jail for? Is the answer to that. What wouldn't she go to jail for?
My money's on murder.
I think I feel like more than anything, probably Grand Theft Auto.
Is it Grand Theft Auto when you steal a mech? It's like, is that Grand Theft Auto stuff?
I mean,
have you ever built a mech that turns into a vehicle, like a transformer, so that you could literally just like drive it away?
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is such a thing possible? I'm working on
No,
In Imagination Land, anything.
It's never possible. No, never happened. And then Anna, socials?
Yeah, I am Anna Bananas on everything. You can find me on Twitter, especially Instagram, Tumblr, all that.
Yeah.
So,
And
that's me.
y'all can go to Anna for the DreamCon hookup tickets. She's got the hookup.
Nah, there's no.
Nah. Pester her. Everyone send her tweets.
They're gone.
Alex, you wanna go? I mean, Kiva.
Yeah, sure. Akizva on campaign on Twitter and NHB_heartbreak on TikTok because I'm making TikToks about Lancer now.
Good videos. Very good videos.
Videos, yes. Akizva would go to jail for sedition.
Nice.
Wow.
Easy. Sedition is the crime of inciting people to rebel against the government. He believes he's involved in a lot of political movements on Cradle because that's what over-intellectualized dorks do. They get mad. And they go to salons and cafes and rabble rouse. And that's probably what he has already been to.
A rebellion started in a salon. That just like, I think that's right.
It's not a hair salon.
Yeah, but like,
the French use of the word.
French version, yeah.
yeah.
I'm also just like, and they hired him to come fix the government on another planet.
That is true. Yeah. I actually,
they ask for those people to come.
we probably need to ask the question how y'all got hired. I think
I'm
we
starting
ever.
to think that we were set up for failure instead of considering that it's him and then,
Oh, for sure. Clara.
I'm Clara, Bubblegum Titan on the internet and places. I host a podcast called Replay. It's about gaming and inclusivity. I don't know, normal spiel stuff. I play Riho. I'm here to bring the anime to the next combat, basically. So, on that note, what would she go to jail for? I mean, like, for her, it's easy. Like, it's gonna be illegal matches. Like, she's a professional wrestler, but like, you gotta get good somehow, and sometimes that involves, illegal matches where people might get seriously injured and where she might earn rivals on space stations, etc.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
I'm sure she's been to jail before she got famous. Now she can just talk her way out of it.
Is there something that Riho regrets in her illegal wrestling fighting life back in the past?
Absolutely not. She wears a mask. Nobody knows it was her.
Okay.
She rebranded.
There's definitely one large someone that she regrets.
They're friends now. You guys are friends, so it's. I mean, frenemies. You're frenemies. Yeah, you're
We're
friends.
under contract.
You are on a contract. Contract ends in death. Vince.
Yeah, it's a me, Siege Fault. I am not voiced by Chris Pratt. I'm trying to think of anything else exciting or funny to say. I got nothing.
That's enough. You did good.
Find me at Siege Fault on Twitter. Big Busa would probably be arrested for excessive property damage or like unlawful assembly, whatever the fuck rioters get arrested for. I'm sure that at one point he saw a show that was really good and he just got into the moment and then woke up in a drunk tank. And someone told him, like, you realize that you flipped a car, and he was like, what?
Nice. Ryan.
Hello, my name's Ryan. I play Federico Zeladon. What is most likely to get Rico thrown in jail? I feel like he has somebody coming after him, like as we speak,
For
to
sure.
throw him in jail
For sure.
for stealing Harrison Armory equipment and licenses and general. Harrison Armory seems like the kind of place where you might get arrested for like taking days off work that you weren't supposed to. So there's probably people coming to arrest him now. Like they're on the way.
Yeah, your superior officer is around here somewhere. Who knows? We'll find them eventually.
So resisting arrest.
Yeah.
And you can find me at Even More Ryans on Twitter if you want. I don't know why you would want to, but you could.
Dude, I had a dream. I had a
It
dream
might make
people.
me feel nice if that's what you want to do.
I had a dream people barraged your Twitter account. I don't know why I was thinking about it, but I had a dream like it's like
Hey, some stuff is about to appear in the next, at least in the next month, because
Bruh.
I am a corporate shill.
I'm gonna unsubscribe.
yeah. I'm unsubscribed. I'm unfollowing at this moment.
I'm in advertisements now.
No. I looked at your profile to meditate.
Are you gonna post on your Twitter now?
At least that one post.
Okay.
There will be one post. It will be very dramatic, and then it will never happen again.
You should give me rights to your
Don't worry,
Twitter
you're
so I
not a
can delete it.
shill.
Dope. All right. Shaka, Trey, Ukuwa Station Twitter, and let's get shit started. Before we start, though, each and every one of you, except for you, Anna. Yeah, you've been here for a while, but some of you have been through the shitter. Most of you have been through the shitter. You arrived on the planet, you met some people, you were ingratiated, you did some political stuff, you aligned yourself with some folks that maybe you don't trust now. You got framed for a big event, a big destruction of a island, a festival, and now you're sort of on the run and also trying to save this city. How do you all feel about your time here on the Carib or the planet Tiano? And do you still feel kind of tied to the cause, or is your character just here to survive?
I think Rico, his biggest emotion right now is like frustration. Like he's angry that things keep getting in the way of his goals. And so yes, he's now like fully aligned with like Helm and the unification of Tiano, just because it was a goal that he set himself toward, and now other people keep fucking it up. So that's the biggest. He's doing it partially out of spite. He originally didn't really care when he got here, but now that people are impeding his progress, he's like, no, now I'm doing it because people keep trying to stop me from doing it.
Well, Helm is pretty much destroyed, where most of the people are gone, and only person from Helm you know is Thigo Santini, which is the person from Caliphate of Pisha. And I think the impression he gave off to you all is he's an asshole. You still feel
Right.
tied?
Here's the thing. Now we're Helm. So if we can establish ourselves and get this thing running up again, like that affords us a lot of power.
So you'd say Rico feels like there's a need to replace Helm, and if there is, then you all are it.
Yes. At least I think that's how Rico feels.
Gotcha. Who's next?
Riho's not looking to have like a permanent, like, I don't know, permanent job on this planet or anything like that. But her main goal coming in here, obviously she's very like combat focused. Her main goal coming here was to help people like with physical force as necessary. And like she got hired to do a job, and the deeper she got into it, the more it's like, wow, there's a lot of shit happening on this planet and a lot of bad people doing bad things to people that don't deserve it. And like that whole like, I don't know. She's been convinced by Buso to like rally for the common man. Let's just put it that way. So she's like so she's at this point like what she wants is what's gonna be the best solution to basically like save as many people as she can at this point. And like she is going with Teist if for no other reason than she doesn't see a better alternative right now.
Well, I mean, you could always just get off the planet. Like you all secured the uplift station. Fatum was going to leave. You're in
But then I'm
Fakane.
not helping the people here.
You can help other people. Maybe this situation is pretty fucked. Pretty fucked.
Fuck these people.
I'm also personally attached to the princess because she's been following me around like a little duckling.
Yeah.
So, you know, I gotta
Yeah.
make sure she's okay.
Okay. Nice. Who's next?
Kisva is not paying attention to the situation. He's doing everything right, but he's kind of on autopilot. He's given a directive, we need to fix this situation, and he's on autopilot as he's trying to sort of puzzle out how Kokokan works. He has to really compartmentalize things, so to him the immediate problem of Kokokan being unshackled and cascading is infinitely more worrisome than any of the political stuff that's going on. He only gives that the smallest possible fraction of his everything else, the war, the people, everything gets the smallest fraction of his attention, and everything else is focused on Kokokan.
What do you think of Akiza? Kotokan wasn't an accident, and I think you guys have surmised that from what you've learned. But like, what do you think of like? Yeah.
He's focused on it because Kokokan cascading has long-term implications for any other NHPs on the planet, Heartbreak itself, and eventually, Fakane when they come and enter in. And I think to a certain degree he wants to save Kokokan.
And then he also has apparently a large swath of number of folks from Tjotbody City buried underground with them as well.
Yeah, that's sad, but he's trying. I think that Kiza is trying to focus on that, but that's not where his focus really is. And if anybody could pay attention, they would know that he's not really in it for that.
Go ahead.
Mr. Shaka, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I noticed you said that Kokukan was not an accident.
Well, you guys know that already. You guys know
How
that.
do we know that? Because I don't remember learning.
It's too convenient. An unshackled or a cascading NHP won't carry out plans like this that are so easy for us to understand. Like everything that Kokokan seems to be doing seems very directed instead of incomprehensible. Usually when NHPs cascade like this, they don't just attack people willy-nilly. They have grander plans. Like we would have already been beaten, essentially, if something was a problem.
So this is less controlling fire and more like setting up a burn quarter. And it's like, why the hell did they do that?
Yeah, it's setting up that, or somebody's on the back of that bolt that we can't see.
Yeah. Okay, who's next?
Well, Buso definitely. I'm in a weird spot of, yes, stuff is very fucked, but if I leave this planet and I link up with them Fakane, they probably will send me right back to it.
100%.
Again, to be like, hey, by the way, so this planet, you might have heard of it. It's called in the Carib system, it kind of got shat on because some Lancer dropped the ball. Now you have to rescue everyone here. So, yeah, I feel like I should be fixing this before anything else goes wrong. But at the same time, I feel very weird that we have been chasing stuff like comms traffic and all this other stuff when I feel like that is a single point of contact with the outside galaxy, and Buso is much more of the mindset that we should be rescuing all the people to just flood the entire system with like a bunch of people asking for help rather than just us. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel weird that we have not dug underground to try to rescue those people yet. And if we don't do it this session, Buso is probably going to make us think about it.
What do you?
Well, I think that's the very next step in our
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he doesn't care. He's like, cool, we're here. Some bad shit is happening. So long as Buso kicks the people in the teeth who've been like pulling the strings, and at least lets everyone else know, hey, you can govern yourselves now. He'll call that a win and leave. It doesn't have to be Taino, it doesn't have to be Tiest, it just doesn't have to be cruel.
Okay. Well, it sounds like y'all all have your own reasons for staying, for sure. I think common goal one among you all is that you want to stay and protect. Anna, upon like meeting this crew, like what does Vulture think about? Because you could probably read their like sentiment to want to stay here and want to help out on them, like just by looking at them. What is your reaction?
Yeah, they definitely seem invested. I think Vulture is an opportunist. So, and Vulture kind of lives in the moment. So Vulture's not thinking. She's not thinking so far ahead. Like, what is this? What are they? What's their end game? She's basically just kind of she's in survival mode. She always is, and she's gonna think, what's the best decision for me to make in this moment? What's best for me to survive and to make it out of this? She came here to get good scrap. She came here to like
get that scrap.
Her mech. And so she's not, a sadistic person. She doesn't relish in like human suffering or anything. So she's definitely not going to be adversarial to this group by like going rogue, going off and like starting to attack people or anything crazy like that. But she's not invested. She doesn't really know politically what's happening. She doesn't really care. She hasn't been given a reason to.
Gotcha.
Actually, the more accurate thing is she just hasn't given a reason to care.
Gotcha.
She can care about those kinds of things. She just doesn't have. She doesn't have any skin in the game at present.
Mm-hmm.
But she likes strong fighters. She can recognize strong like allies and people who are good fighters. She definitely doesn't like authority, so she certainly agrees. She feels like there's some sort of like uprising happening or some sort of political instability happening, and she kind of she lives for that, or just like the people seizing power and stuff like that. She's 100% for that.
Gotcha.
As long as it is not in opposition to her personal goals.
As long as it doesn't feel that scrap. Nice. Okay. Well, I think where we left off last time was Ilyana, the princess, like introduced herself to you and said thank you for helping the rest of the Lancers clear out the GDK. So where we find you all right now is in the midst of the aftermath of your last in combat with the GDK. You can reasonably assume that it will only take them a short amount of time to get back and restart their forces and probably find out what the fuck happened to their forces here that were looking for Thygo Santini. With you all is, of course, Thygo Santini. He has a broken leg that's splinted that Buzo put together. He's the member of Helm. You have the princess. Then you have you all, and then you have Vulture. What's your character's name, Anna? I forget. Shea. You have Shea as well. So yeah, the scene sets is that there's a conversation between Ilyana and Shea, and you all probably hear some slight explosions off from the distance, just like minor kind of conflicts you can chalk up to like Kukulkan's forces doing whatever they're doing. The power in the whole city has kind of gone out because one of the clocks that you all did not attend to ended up knocking out all the power in the city, which also conveniently knocked out the radio signal that Ilyana had put out to the rest of the city that she was representing you all and was looking to prove her name and prove y'all's name, clear those names. So that's also gone too. And then your Mfakane friend, the Mbito Batum, is presumably at that place doing something. So, knowing that, what do you all plan to do?
I keep forgetting that we were going to probably pursue Team Soot after this, and I don't want to. Or if we do, I want to do a drive-by where we just pop into that area and be like, hey bitches, come this way. Immediately head downtown.
I think it's worth doing a full check-in with them, so only to ensure that they follow our orders. I don't think we need to go in there and like I don't think we need to go in there and humor Oscar's nonsense. I think just showing up to like, hey, here's the deal, give us a sit rep, okay, here are your orders, is probably fine. And I think that Thygo is in charge of making sure that goes well, aren't you, Thygo?
Thygo's is like kind of tapping his knee and and kind of hanging outside of like the open door in the ice cream truck and says, "We need to get out of here. Go to the caliphate." What did you? Yes. Well, yeah. What you said? Yes.
As soon as he does that, I'll make sure that Thygo is relieved of duty.
Yep.
Yeah. Alexa, pause. And Daigo will grunt as you say that.
But yeah, I don't think we need to go in there and necessarily do a whole lot of diplomacy if that helps you at all. So
It does, because I don't want to waste time. We got people to help. And if they're shelling the city and have already taken out power, then it will only be tougher from here on out.
Vulture, I'm wondering something. If you're getting first pick of the salvage when we go down there to see what this rogue MHP has done, do you have any way of transporting it out of the city or off world?
I usually just kind of, find what I can find, and if it's too big, then I might come back later. But anything that can just fit on my ship is good. Like I got some chains. Sometimes I'll even kind of like, hook it to the back on a little bit of a cart and trolley situation, and just like lug it around behind me, if possible. People don't usually fuck with me when they see my scrap, because they're like, okay, she got that somehow, so let's not mess with her. If they do, we'll handle that. But I scrap based on what I can take. Sometimes I'm scrapping as I go, just like on my mech, because my mech, it's got kind of fucked up. And then I don't have to really worry about transport, because it's just on me. It's in me. It's part of my machines.
So it sounds like then we need to find some way of moving that stuff. So maybe we should keep an eye out for that. Team Soot will be involved with that as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
We're gonna have a lot of stuff to haul out of there, mostly people.
Oh yeah, that for sure. But I want the good stuff. I'm not gonna take this anything. A girl's got standards. I'm not gonna take like any hunk of metal on the ground. I want the good shit.
But yeah, and hopefully the soldiers that we let free will begin providing enough information that maybe we can get that ceasefire going, which would be.
Oh yeah, those 2 soldiers. Yeah, I remember he sent those 2 soldiers back. Yeah.
Unless anybody else has any concerns, I say we make for Team Soot's probable location.
Right, I want to get this done quickly, so let's get this done.
Alrighty. As you all embark from where you're at, taking Ilyana and Thygo Santini in the ice cream truck, you all will make your way over to where Team Soot is. There fortunately is not a lot of resistance here. It seems like a majority of Kotokan's forces have been retreating to the center of Tjotbody City, or it's downtown, essentially, around downtown remodeling and the builder, which is underground. Also, the GDK's forces are recently beaten, and they don't have the military strength to post up and watch some of these routes through the city. So you all have a pretty clear route over to Team Soot or the Teist prison, which they are held at.
I thought they were fighting, but okay.
There are bombs. We're like kind of. This is like probably GDK's forces and like the Kotokan's forces, kind of like around the city, not necessarily Team Soot. Okay, as you approach a bombed-out section of Tjotbody, not unlike anything else, anything you've not already seen from the city, still the chaos wrought from Kotokan's forces and the GDK's arrival and the remaining Teist forces struggle has left this part of the city especially wreckaged. You see capsized buildings, kilotons of rock and stone and metal kind of overlapping over each other. Finding anyone in this mess may prove quite difficult. Before you probably have like a kind of a layout of Tjotbody City and like a former layout of Tjotbody City kind of projecting in your mech or on your hearts or whatever, and it's like showing you all. This is the location where the Teist prison is at, but you don't see a prison. You just see a mound of rock and rubble, and it just seems like if there is a prison here, it's probably underground. If there is someone here, they're probably either dead or underground. So y'all need to locate Team Soot.
Okay.
Could I maybe use investigation to use the data I had about the city to have heart rate narrow down probable locations?
I would say, yeah, it's going to be difficult because the data you have about the city is not in a destroyed state. So instead of giving you a difficulty, I'm just going to make it 15.
I would be down to if anybody has anything that could interfere or that could help with that, or if they just want to go scout.
I have an idea, but it would require me probably to roll first. I would like to use lead or inspire to basically go straight into like rescue civilian mode and just, okay, we're going to be digging into rubble, so we got to do this. Make sure that like we don't displace rubble too quickly, and we won't like accidentally hurt them. Don't use water, like all the sort of rescue techniques that we would need to use to dig them out.
Wait, that's assuming they're underground.
That's a good point. But I thought you just described their prison as being covered.
Oh yeah, it is, but they're not necessarily under. They could be somewhere else. This is where they were last known to be.
Fair. Okay. This is true.
I can detonate things, but I'm gonna need guidance to not,
That'll be plan B.
capsize the entire thing. So let's be on that.
Riho, as you all arrive, you pick up something on your limited scanners. It's very close to you. It's in a building. It's movement from a live thing. Human.
A live thing. Okay.
They're hiding. If you like focus it on with your camera, it's like you'll see a person's hiding behind like a bombed out pillar of a building that's been like just
Do they look like a civilian?
They look like a civilian. Yeah.
I'll call out to, I guess, Buso, because Buso's the one who's kind of taking charge. Just be like, hey, we gotta sign a life over there.
And then I guess I try to be as not terrifying as possible in a giant 40-foot tall snake.
Sir, do you require assistance?
do you do that?
Horn sound.
do you do that?
I guess
Okay.
so. I'll move slowly towards the rubble and try not to terrify them.
All right, you do that, and they immediately kind of like crash, and you hear some like falling of stuff, like ah, and they like, but you see this, your camera kind of zooms in, and you see like this person has fallen down inside this building, and they're like looking back at you, and their face is like kind of like, kind of stressed out and like kind of like inquisitive, like what's going on here, or whatever, and they, yeah.
You almost gave him a heart attack.
It's fine. I'm a doctor. I'll pop the hatch and kind of just show I'm a living person and like give a shout like, do you need medical attention?
And they pick themselves up and they're like, oh, you're not a robot. Oh, I was a little worried. There's people under there. We've been trying to get them out. Be careful. You might destabilize the rock or something.
Don't worry. I am a professional rescue. I don't know what the hell term to use.
First responder.
Yes.
Fun.
I am a professional first responder. Don't worry about it. How many people are under there, and how many people do we have to help?
Oh, last time I checked, there was somewhere around 300 or so. They're all prisoners.
Ah.
I can get you in.
We're gonna have to get him out, but shit.
Does anyone know if the layout of what this prison looks like before? Was it always underground? Was it above ground and underground?
No, it's above ground, and I assume it has pretty extensive rehabilitative facilities hospitals,
Yep.
mental health subjectivity tanks. There are a lot of different things that they've got on there. It's definitely more like it would be more like akin to what we would think is like a
Rehab.
resort.
Yeah.
It's just a resort you can't leave, basically.
Okay, so it was above ground and the whole thing has collapsed.
Both. Above and below.
Yeah.
It was above and below, and the above part has collapsed,
Yeah.
trapping 300 people. Cool.
Well,
Well, what's the route in that this guy's proposing? Because that would also help us know if it's the route out when we're done.
As if they see you all are helpful, they're gonna get a little jumpy, and they was like, "I've been waiting for someone to come and get us. The Tices, they've ignored us the whole time. Come on, just this way. Come on, I escaped through this tunnel here."
Okay. Time to lead or inspire or take control, whichever, to get this man to calm down.
Go ahead, give me a roll.
Crap, now I want to double check. Do I have something in lead or inspire higher than the other one?
Oh, yeah, lead inspire. I don't even know.
Oh, I definitely do. That's right. Patch is the thing. I am super doctor.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Time to take control. Good sir, please stop panicking.
Oh, I thought that was a 4.
Nope.
All right, yeah, you see them kind of like picking up rocks, and it's like, come on. And they see you. What do you do?
I'm going up to them. I'm gonna grab their shoulders and like turn them towards me and be like, "Do not pick up these rocks. These rocks are going to mess with that slope, and then it will fall down and probably crush you too. You are going to start digging here. You are going to dig until you see like this thing, and then you're going to let me know. I'm going to put drones up here that you can also contact me through. We are looking for 3 survivors. So we're looking for 3 key survivors in order to try to push back the city. These are your orders. Do you get me?
I guess, yeah, we have to act fast.
I know. So you are going to dig over there, and we're going to do the rest. Got it?
All right, I was just clearing this path here so I could go into the tunnel. If I'm not going, do you want to come with me, or you tell me what to do?
Yeah. So are there any other survivors nearby, or is it just this guy?
You haven't found any.
Okay. So if he did escape, crap, then we do probably want to take him with us.
Because you might know the layout.
Yeah.
It would also prevent him from getting recaptured, potentially.
Or accidentally causing a cave-in and trapping us inside.
Or revealing our location to our enemies.
They're gonna say to you, Buzo, believe it or not, but I've piloted a mech frame before. I used to work construction back then. Yeah, I used to work construction. While you guys are in, I could maybe get in your mechs and help you out.
That probably won't be necessary. We've got NHPs to run control.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, shit, I don't know. Guys, should we go in?
I think that's the only way we're going to find people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way to go. I mean,
I guess I will.
that's the most effective way. Like, if we dig this way, is it really even? Like,
If you guys dig, it's gonna be a risky check, and if you fail it, don't get above it. If you don't get above a 20, you can pretty much say bye-bye to Team Soot.
Yeah. Let's go through this tunnel that this, clearly freaked out but motherfucking expert said to do. Because I don't know anything about architecture yet, so.
Or that.
Yeah, and I don't want him digging through and then accidentally burying us.
That makes sense.
Alright, so what are the odds of me being able to construct a tiny little, drone, like a walker or something like that, maybe just like something with treads or whatever, that can just ping for people
Oh.
using invent or create.
Yeah, I think the only thing is time. That would, I think probably Vulture if she
I
has
also have
enough.
inventor. I was gonna say I also have that, and if I could assist,
Yeah.
it might make it faster.
Yeah, I would say it'll take you, depending on how you. I mean, you can automatically succeed if Vulture's helping you, but it'll just still take time.
Okay.
Like 30,
I'll help.
30 or so minutes. I'll say 45 minutes or so like that to improvise something.
I think that might be our only option, so.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Cool.
So we
razzle dazzle and some scrap.
we use some of the extra scrap parts that Vulture has and Enrico's
Ingenuity.
some of this extra parts that he has as well, and just like put together a little tiny drone.
All right, little rescue drone. Yeah, little Wally.
Locate where people are in the rubble.
Yeah.
All right, give me a roll, you two. Oh no, you're helping. I forgot. Yeah, it's gonna take like 45 minutes. You're good. You guys can spend that time to do it.
Yeah, Vulture puts like some crazy, unnecessary cosmetic paint on it. That's very obviously.
It has like a Sharpie on it. I am totally a friend. I'm not a robot trying to kill you.
Very awkward smiley face.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are busy constructing that bot. As you guys are doing that, the individual that you all met here is going to say to you, "Why are you wasting your time building that? Come on, we have to go. These rocks could capsize any minute."
Can we sedate him or what?
Drugs I could give him.
Yeah, because I'm trying to do my shit. Thanks.
The other thing is that he's pressuring us to get inside, and he seems in a panic, and I have no idea if this is a ruse or not, and I don't know how to I don't have read a situation.
I do. I'll go ahead and talk to this guy. The keys will be like, all right, the best thing you can do right now is tell me everything you know, and while he's doing that, I'm gonna have Heart Rate run basically a lie detector test on him while him and I are going through his interview.
Interesting. Yeah. So the guy will come up next to you and as you prompt him to tell him to say like everything that he knows or whatever. He's gonna say, "Your friends, they don't get the seriousness of this issue. There's people down there. We need to save them. I don't have time for questions."
It's not a matter if we don't know everything you know. We're just going to be retreading the same ground. I know it's difficult, but I need you to work with me. Breathe. Take a second. Start from the beginning. What's the last thing? Tell me everything you know about this building. What's happening? How you found the people. So yeah, let me know when I'm ready to roll.
Cool. They'll yeah. Go ahead and roll. 11. And what are you trying to suss out?
I'm basically trying to figure out if this person is lying and if this is a trap. If there's any, I guess more broadly, is there danger that they are not telling us about?
You get there being deceitful about something. One thing about what you don't know what it is, and one thing you do notice about them is that they have a shiv in their back pocket.
I'm gonna arrest him.
Okay, you're trying to arrest him?
Yeah, by authority of Helm and of Tice, I need to place you under arrest briefly for your own safety.
Get your hands off of me! Who do you think you are? They pull out a shiv. Back the fuck up!
I'll pull out my Ukuwa and I'll say, okay. We can do this the hard way.
They hold their shiv at you and they say, "You'll never be able to make it down there without my guidance. I made it out of there. And the only way you're making it down there to save everyone is with me. And I can't do that arrested."
You're very keen on rescuing everyone, but also very keen to fight us.
You're a prisoner, aren't you?
Yeah, so what?
Well, we don't care about that because everyone in the city is going to die unless we, handle stuff here. So
Well, hold on a minute. What are you in jail for?
It doesn't matter. What I'm here for is to take out that rat bastard Johnny. I'm gonna put my shiv right through his fucking gut, and I want to see it happen.
Whoa.
Ah, I see.
Who's Johnny?
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna put my shiv through.
Sounds like you don't want to do these things because you're threatening us.
What?
So like, Shaya's drawn. She's just like, okay, if that's what time it is, that's what time it is. I guess you don't want to make it to your destination.
Well, fuck it. This city's going to hell. Why not? I can't make it down there again by myself. I need some help. So y'all bring me down there. I'll get to Johnny, and we can say our bye-byes.
If you really want to make it down there, I'm going to advise you to tactically shut the fuck up and let us win.
Yeah. I won't arrest him then. I'll put my weapon there. All right.
Yeah, you got scared from my shiv, didn't you? Put it back in the pocket.
Rio's just going to flex in his general direction.
Well.
So yeah, we know why he's lying now. So with that in mind, you guys ready to hop down in there with your drone?
Yeah.
I think it's ready.
Cool.
It looks like it was built by Jinx from League of Legends, but it's right.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I would say the time. I would say that in the time it took y'all to put together that drone, no other forces of Kotokan have kind of been around your area. It's pretty much like a dead zone as far as like other folks other than you. So yeah, you set that drone up and it's able to go into some little tunnel that this individual has obviously crawled out of, and it will start to do its kind of reconnaissance. I would say after maybe 10 or so minutes of it kind of crawling through and you kind of tracking it with your whatever sensor you have, you do pick up that there are a lot of people, some 200 or so meters down below, around maybe like 100 or so. Definitely not in the range of 300, but like about 100 or so people. What kind of capabilities does this drone have? You guys assembled it quickly. Is it just able to like pick up like sonar type stuff, or like?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Just
That's what
like
I figured.
all it
It
does
needs
is like
big.
ping. All it does is like let us know the general direction of where we can find the people, so that we're not like flying blind whenever we start searching through the place.
Gotcha.
Don't want to start digging in random places. We want to at least have a general direction to search.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're able to. It's able to tell you that much, but it's also able to tell you that there are some fairly large chasms that have kind of formed in the capsizing of this building that the drone just can't make it past. Like it just like you need to like either like jump or some type of shit.
See. Okay.
Yeah. But the sonar is able to breach pretty far down the destroyed building.
Okay. So is there enough space for us to go in there and start searching, or is it someplace like only the drone could fit?
No,
I was gonna say when you said he went through vents, Buso was just thinking, oh no.
Yeah.
Buzo probably can't fit, but the rest of y'all can fit. Buzo, you fit with. You might dislodge some rocks.
Maybe you have to leave them back.
Oh no, you definitely can't fit in your mechs.
I'm just a
Yeah,
big guy.
you definitely can't fit in your mechs. Yeah, this is like person sized.
All right. Rico does some light stretches. I can only think of one way to do this is to go the fuck in there.
Yeah, for the Band-Aid.
I feel like I should go first in case I accidentally bump a rock and bury myself. And I don't want to be the last one through to have all of you yell at me for trapping us under here.
I suppose that makes
Still
sense.
looking forward to yelling at you. Alright, I guess go first.
Either way.
Cool.
I prepare my bulk.
All right, and you guys are in your hard suits too, so I mean, there's like some extra room, but don't worry about it. You can like get your hard suits down through there pretty easily and stuff.
Roll preparation.
Who's going first and who's going last? That's all I need to know.
I want to go first just in case if I get stuck, someone can like drop kick me through.
Okay. All right. Who's going last?
Take up the rear.
Okay, cool. Rio's going to rear. Cool. Makes sense. All right, Buzo, as you kind of go up to this opening, it's probably somewhere in like 3 meters wide or whatever. You don't have to roll, but if you want to roll, it's fine. It's like probably like 3 meters like opening or whatever. So you're able to like the opening's pretty big, but once you get down in there, it starts to be kind of cramped and like really tight. So you're almost like crawling and pushing away like dirt and clawing at dirt to kind of get through, especially in your hard suit.
I need to become the Groot so I can start worming.
Yeah, exactly. It's like doing that. As you shimmy down this tunnel, you reach a point where like it has like opening into this kind of like wide and like expansive internal chasm, almost like a cave, but obviously it's just like the interior of this prison that's been destroyed. There's about a 30-foot drop from where this opening is at to the bottom, and it's amazing how this individual made it up through here, but somehow they did. That's what you see first.
I immediately look at this chasm, take out my handheld printer, and begin printing some liquid rope or a ladder or something.
Okay.
I'm using my Death Stranding experience to figure out a way to bypass this.
Okay, I've never played that game, but I'm gonna say it's canon. All right, so you start planning your liquid rope, but it'll take a second. Riho, you are the last one to go through, as both Vulture, Akizva, Rico all go in before you. As you get ready to go through the entrance of this cave, and this is like on the outside or whatever, you hear errant noises, sounds from someone resisting. There may be survivors out and abound around this destroyed facility, but it's too hard to tell whether or not who they are from where you are right now. So this is like outside. You hear kind of like resisting sound, like boom, like gunshots or something like that, kind of from the errant surrounding buildings.
How far in are we right now?
No, you haven't gone in yet. Everyone else has gone in.
Well, I haven't gone in at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're in the surrounding buildings.
You can choose to ignore it.
I feel like is anyone else still outside right now? No, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bump Akiza and ask him if he would be able to communicate with his mech to see if they can check on this now.
Yeah, I can ask Heartbreak to go investigate the sound, but I'll have to hang back because if we go too far below the rock, I won't be able to get a signal out.
Exactly. It is a prison, and it's probably like designed to block those type of communications. So.
Yeah. I can stay. I'll stay behind and bring the rear, and then I'll sneak up behind you guys. Don't shoot me immediately if you spot me.
It's fine. I gotta take time to build a bridge.
Split up and look for clues, gang.
Yeah. So let me look for clues. I'll go investigate the noise.
So sounds like Buzo's already in. Rico, I'm assuming you're already in, kind of making your way through this cave. Anna, your character is already in, looking through the cave. But Akiza, you're
Stay out with Akiza then.
cool.
Just in case.
Cool. So as with you three going down this cave, this like tunnel, and you two kind of staying out, Akiza and Riho, you hear a couple more shots, and you see a dust kind of cloud kind of shear off the side of this like one and like blown out building, and there's definitely something going on over in the distance, maybe like 100 or so meters from your position.
Oh. That is uncomfortably close.
Sounds like a puzzle.
I think we should get involved. I think we should jockey. You should jockey onto me, and we'll go handle it. But we should go investigate.
I just say if you move around your mechs in this area, it's likely dislodge. So it might cause some recursive like bad things.
Would it be easier if it's just both of us on my half-size mech? Would it be slightly less?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you should hop. I should piggyback you. We should go take over.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right.
Cool.
Crap time.
All right, you hop on the crab mech as it's almost like a dual kind of scene here. Where it's like a split screen. You have Buzo kind of printing off the rope, and you have the other like two in like this little tunnel, and then you have like on the side screen you have like piggyback crab time going on. So back to piggyback crab time. As you all are kind of like making your way through this kind of destroyed area, portion of the city. Here, this image to like frame myself around it. Yeah, the destroyed portion of the city. Again, you don't see any of Koto Khan's mechs or anything, or his subalterns, but there's still more fighting kind of happening from the surrounding buildings, and you're making your way closer to it, so you're able to maybe a little ascertain a little bit more about like the nature of what's going on. As you do approach, you see or rather hear a Wilhelm scream "Ah!" as someone falls outside of this building, and it's like this kind of falls on the ground, and it looks like they're a GDK pilot of some sort. They were just kicked off 3 or 4 stories of a building.
Anyone up there? Like, if we look up?
Hanging
out of a window?
Yeah, Kisva, give me a systems check.
Okay. Might re-roll this. No, I don't need to. There we go.
Very nice. Kisva, what you see is... I forget how to do this. How do I do this? I totally forgot how to do this. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. What you see is a face. Old Oscarino. The face of Oscar kind of like standing over, looking down off this person that they obviously kicked off this building, and they have like a rifle with them, and they point down, unload a shot, and then kind of turn around and start shooting some more at apparently people that they're chasing them. So Oscar's enveloped in a fight outside of this prison somewhere.
He's very lucky that it wasn't me.
I'll toss you up there here in a sec.
Awesome.
Cool. How you guys want to go about it?
Yeah, I want to toss Riho up there to give them some additional firepower, and then I will I'll hang back and lock on to things for him.
Cool. So I guess either Riho give me a trigger check that's like acrobatic related, or Kiza, you can give me like a hole to like throw Riho.
What if I use show off and tried to do some acrobatic flips
That's fine.
on the way up?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Wow! Wow!
Can I have Heartbreak help her re-roll that?
Negatory.
No.
Negatory. No. So yeah, Riho, as you try to kind of launch off and go to where kind of like a fastball cannon essentially to where Oscar is at, you find that the hand bits of the Chetsuayo aren't really designed to like launch people and throw people to like places. So you're gonna either have to crawl up there or some other type of way.
Like 3 or 4 stories up?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't seem like climbable. I feel like I'd have to go in and find stairs or some shit. Fuck it. I'll go in. I'm gonna run inside that building and try to find a staircase and get closer to, I guess, the gunfire, because that's what smart people do.
Dope. Akiza, what are you doing?
Akizma is going to attempt to lock on to the enemies Oscar and them are facing. Can I get a lock?
Yeah, give me a system check.
Alright.
Very nice. Yes, with a 20, you're able to relay to Riho the exact location of all of these folks that are apparently fighting in this building. There seems to be 3 GDK agents, and what you can tell is as Oscar. With that lock on, you can probably learn a little bit more about Oscar too. Is that they appear to be a little bit injured, and their weapon seems to not have a lot more ammo, like not have a lot of ammo left in it. So it's imperative you all get there. And,
I can't fire a missile into that building; it'll collapse it.
Oh, you totally could. You totally could.
You totally could, and then I'll yell at you.
We don't anger Puso.
Yeah, he doesn't realize it, but Oscar is currently experiencing the best outcome right now. Because if it was me, it would be, hey, bitch, what are you doing up there? Are you shooting people? Are those civilians?
Cool. Riho, do you have like a quick trigger, like to get somewhere fast or something?
No, I don't.
Start breaking shit.
Yeah. Well, Rio, as you approach and your information is being relayed to you by Kiza's Chet's file, you know exactly where all these GDK forces at. So you're kind of like looking at your thing and like, oh, I see where they're at or whatever. You reach the bottom floor. You see one agent kind of like securing the ground and making sure that they're not trying to like Oscar isn't trying to like jump down and like escape or whatever. So they're kind of like watching the windows or whatever, and they don't see you coming. What are you gonna do? Give me a roll.
They don't see me coming.
They do not see
Fuck
you
yeah.
coming.
All right. Well, we're gonna use take control. I am going to approach them like very quickly and try and incapacitate them with like a good old headlock to get them to pass out.
Nice. All right, you approach them with the headlock maneuver. Give me a roll. Ooh, with the 8, as you run up, they take notice of your position, turn around with a slide, and fire their gun, missing you. But they're able to kind of like, as you get too close, they hit you with the butt of the gun and kind of knock you over. You take 2 AP damage to your pilot.
Rude.
Yeah. Akiza, you know what's happening, but Riho, what are you doing next? Or Akiza, whoever wants to go.
I think Akizba is going to use Act Unseen, and I'm going to tell Heartbreak to go into control mode, and I'm going to activate my cloak and run into the building too.
Alrighty, activating your cloak, running into the building. You see Riho, kind of like on the ground or whatever. Like not on the ground. I don't know Riho what you're like, but this guy is about to like train his shot on you to shoot you again. Like, you son of a bitch! And he's like firing at like the benches or whatever. You see that happening. Akiza, give me a roll with accuracy.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Act Unseen, and yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak up behind him and backstab him again for him.
Okay, go ahead. Very nice. That's a success. As they're firing, they're like chipping off pieces of maybe this bench that Riho is hiding behind. They don't even. What happens?
Yeah, I just decloak behind this guy briefly like a predator as you see me stab through his chest.
You see smoke sear and they go down.
This pleases me.
You hear more fire. And like almost like a grenade explosion, and smoke comes rushing down the stairwell.
We gotta go in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we just gotta get in there. Let's just go and get him.
Riho is going to, I guess, go towards the stairs where that explosion was.
The second you go down the stairs, a piece of the building starts kind of fall down. It's flaming. Give me a roll to like avoid it.
Jesus. What? I don't think I have a trigger.
Just roll me a.
It's like a general.
Just roll me a d20. Yeah, just a general d20. Yeah.
You could show off and punch the rock that's falling towards you in half.
What would be the most AOA response?
That would be so
jumping-
dope.
It would be.
That would be.
Jumping on the rock to go up a floor would be like the whole
It's a flaming rock that's coming below you. So I don't know how the dynamics and physics of jumping off it. Whatever. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
jumping. I also like how we're sitting here. It's like, so you could dodge, or you could do this really dangerous thing that might kill you.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I should just dodge. That's the smart thing right now.
Okay.
coward.
I am being a coward. I don't want to
It's
die.
dodging, but with glitter.
It is dodging
Exactly.
with glitter. Thank you.
I love it. I love that.
Very nice. Exactly what you needed. You're able to dodge out of the way. Just comes crashing down to the ground. And yeah, you hear more fire between Oscar and these 2 other GDK agents. The path is clear though.
Running in.
All right, you run in. You're able to I understand where the fight's what's happening with the fight or whatever. You're able to make it up the first floor, second floor, and then as you start to crest to the 3rd floor, you see that it's you're kind of behind the GDK agents who are taking assault from Oscar, who's shooting their gun, and then you hear it's probably out of ammo, and then the GDK folks are standing up and they start to make their move. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna draw my cool gun and shoot.
What kind of gun do you have? I don't even know what kind of gun you have.
It's a cool gun.
That's literally all it says on my sheet is cool gun.
Oh, cool gun. It's a range 3.
It's an energy sidearm.
Okay, it's a range 3 cool gun. All right, give me an attack. You have 1 accuracy, but you can take both of them out. But I'm gonna increase the difficulty of the check to 15 if you want to take both of them out.
Try and get one, because I'll get the other one.
Yeah, I'll just go for 1.
Okay, cool. Eight. Ooh, that is
Fucking kidding me.
that
What
is
are my rolls today?
that is a miss. As you fire your cool gun, poof, poof, one of these GDK agents turn around. It's like, there's something behind us. Get them. They turn around and they fire at you, Akiza. You take 3 damage AP as a couple shots ricochet off your hard suit.
Alright. I wanna switch my blaster ammunition to explosive and maybe try to spot to like blow up a part of like a vent or a pipe that's still near them that might still have some gas or fuel in it.
What do you have? You have a GMS auto load blaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could switch it to explosive. That's fine.
Yeah.
What do you want to do exactly?
I wanna try and spot to like find like a pipe or something nearby and blast that, and then maybe we'll like vent a bunch of fog or a bunch of steam or fuel into their faces or something that will disorient them.
All right, give me a roll.
And that MG has 5 tactics.
So you see, exactly. You see and can shoot. I would say, probably the buildings around this prison, or like it's like support systems or whatever. So maybe there's like a cooling container here that this whole building was like set up to like vent out like heat or whatever. And yeah, it's like it's here.
Are you saying that this place has no fire extinguishers? OSHA will be.
Yeah, it has a fire extinguisher here, whatever. Yeah, it has one of those things. You shoot it, and a stream and like a cloud of dispersant gas kind of like pops out and like is able to like put a smoke screen over the whole battlefield. You know, not battlefield, but this kind of like portion of the room. But you know exactly where the GDK agent is, and you know where Oscar's at.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna run to Oscar and try and hand him my gun as fast as possible.
All right, you run forward, and yeah, you run through the smoke cloud, and Riho, you see Kizo just get shot, and then run and kind of like dip into this cloud, and then Kizo, you end up right where Oscar is at, and Oscar, as you like kind of like face to face with him, he like kind of trains his gun on you, and he's like, "Oh, it's you."
Here, shoot those guys.
He pulls out he takes the gun and he puts it right over your shoulder and uses your shoulder as a brace and shoots a guy that was like sneaking up behind you. Goes down.
Rio's still in there.
Rio, the wrestler.
Yeah, and I'll pull out my Ukuwa as I almost drop it. Adrenaline finally wearing off as I realize my hard suit is like, my cloak is like damaged and shit. Like, it's all you right now. I've got heavy damage.
Oh, there's one more person. There's one more person, right? Isn't there one more person?
Yeah, there's one more. There's at least one more.
All right.
There's so on the ground.
Rio, what do you want to do?
What am I gonna do? Because I fuck up everything I try.
He is shrouded in smoke and he can't see you to shoot you. He might be able to wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay, so
With the suplex?
We're gonna then apply fist to faces.
Alrighty. Do it. Give me accuracy.
Don't forget that your combat rig adds another +2, so this could very well be a very big number.
Wait, it adds another +2?
Yes.
To what? To like all.
It's just a fist to faces. The combat rig.
Oh, it's a pile of gear.
From Soldan.
Yeah, pile of gear. Yeah.
I don't know how to account for that.
It's okay.
That's fine.
So
You
it's
succeeded.
13.
You succeeded.
Nice.
Yeah. What happens, Rio, as you run in, you see this individual after your buddies.
So it's still really super shrouded, but obviously I'm used to fighting in low visibility because sometimes you just can't get the blood off your face while you're in the middle of the fight. So she just runs in. And
That just gave me like a flashback, like, oh shit, like.
More flashbacks.
Yeah.
This is a Naruto battle. Anyway, so she just like runs straight in for him, keeping sort of like a little lower to the ground so she can full on like knock him off balance by like bodying into him, and then she uses that momentum to land some punches straight on his face.
All right, so yeah, you run into this smoke and you see this individual, and you kind of like ram him or whatever to like knock him off balance, and he gets a little closer to like this light that's shining through this cloud. You assume it's like a blown out window, and it's a third floor, and you came give him a couple more punches like JoJo, and then they're like they step back a little bit. You see them kind of like at the edge, about to fall out the window. What do you do?
Push him.
Okay, and then like "Ah!" done.
Dead.
Awesome.
Motherfucker, that's what you get.
Oscar runs up right behind you and says, "Boom, boom, boom." Says, "You have to make sure they're dead."
Double tap.
And then we pause on you all, and we go to old Boozerino as you have finished printing out your liquid rope. And you all are in the midst of making your way down, or have already probably made your way down, this 30-foot chasm. As you all see, it's the interior of the prison. It looks fairly, like, not intact, but it's like, actually, let me show you a picture of it. It looks pretty blown out and destroyed and whatnot, overgrown. This is not an exact representation, but you get the idea.
I say overgrown.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
only been destroyed for like 5 years.
Yeah. I was just looking at a picture, describing the picture, but it's not overgrown. It's just like really blown out. It's like
That's
it's,
how that's like they call it.
yeah, it's like 60% worse than this. So if you can imagine 60% worse than what I'm showing you right now, then that's what it is.
Replace all green with dust.
Yeah, and you see like water kind of like streaming out, and there's like puddles that have formed in different portions of the prison. There's probably a couple fires around. You also do see some errant subalterns walking through kind of like some of the side stairwells that are like still intact around the prison. Looks like there are some forces of Koto Khan that are down here looking for prisoners.
Are they like patrolling in some sort of pattern, or are they just?
You can give me a check and find out.
Keep a straight D20?
If you have a trigger that applies. Let's see what triggers you have. You have blow something up, adventure create, show off, word on the street. Yeah, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a straight.
Okay.
Unless anyone else has
Nah.
something for that.
I was just gonna look to see if they have creepy eyes, but you're doing that.
Okay, yeah.
See what you got. You roll 2d20?
Why did I roll twice?
I don't know.
I
We'll
don't
take the
know. It was a
16.
16 and a 12.
Yeah, we'll take the 16. Yeah. Yeah. As you look out and you see, and you kind of take a little second to observe like what's going on with these subalterns. It's probably during the same time that Buzo was putting out the rope. You just had a really good vantage point of the interior of this prison. You see that seems like they're scouring methodically, level by level, but that are traversable to find something or people. After a little bit more observations, you see, hear, let me go! You see a subaltern dragging someone off, kind of like through the stairwell to some other location deeper within the capsized base.
The direction that he's being dragged off, is that matching with the direction where we saw, where the drone like sensed there was a bunch of people? And
Opposite.
Or is that a different place?
Opposite.
Okay.
Time to be big damn heroes, especially since Akizu isn't here to argue that, we're killing robot friends. And it's funny because I know that that's probably the exact opposite of your character. NHPs are tools.
Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Robots are tools. NHPs are people.
Right. Yeah, that's
Killing robots is always appropriate, including Eric Cons. Killing NHPs is never appropriate, even if they're stealing people.
Even if they're attacking me, I dig or disagree.
Yeah, I'll agree with you up to that.
Yeah, and
guess what's going to happen is we're just going to wait for Shaka to come back, and then all of us are going to firing line from our vantage point. We're like, hi, we're
What about firing line? Alright, what? Alright, what's happening?
I get the feeling that the only thing we really can do in this situation is just gun down the subaltern stealing that guy and be like, hey, we're here
Well,
to rescue you.
they're pretty far away, so like they're on like the other between you all. It's like this like not bottomless chasm, but it's like it's pretty far away. Like you would have to feasibly get over there. You have to fly over there, or like.
I got a carbine rifle. It's got range 5.
Okay, cool. That works. Range 5 equals range 50.
That's right.
That's fine. Yeah, if you want to shoot, go ahead.
I want to stop this guy, and if anything, the noise will hopefully get the attention on us because we're armed.
All right, give me a shot. You train your rifle.
Pop, pop.
Oh, Buzo. You train your rifle. A piece of rock kind of shears off the top, comes crashing into the ground. You fire a shot. It's deflected off of the piece of rock. Conveniently, it just landed right or like fall right in front of your path. The sound of your carbine rifle echoes through the rest of this chasm, and the pinging of the little drone you guys sent out starts to pick up many more like non-biological life signs or signs of activity.
Oh, they're all like they all got little exclamation points.
Yeah.
Above their head.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna just quietly turn to Rico and Vulture and just say, I think I might have fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You're effectively giving yourself a time limit. I'm gonna say, roll me a d6 plus 2, Buzo.
In my opinion, you just brought the scrap closer to me.
You have 7 checks to make before shit goes bad.
Alright. First thing,
Okay, cover me, bye. And I'm taking off after that guy. You guys do whatever you want, but I guess I'm gonna get closer to fix my mistake.
I would like to fly. I have jump jets in my hard suit.
Oh, you have a mobility hard suit, or a flight hard suit?
What?
You have like a flight hard suit or something?
Yes, I do.
Mobility hard suit, nice. Yeah.
Right. So I would like to get somewhere quickly,
Mhm.
and by somewhere I mean to the prisoner person that's being dragged away,
Mhm.
and pull them with me. I don't. Hold on. I think we've established I can't really carry people while flying, right?
Cannot.
Okay. Instead, then, I am going to use my jets to ram myself into the subaltern,
Okay.
hopefully separating the subaltern from the person.
All right, give me a get somewhere quickly roll.
Go.
This will be 6 checks left now.
Put my phone on silent while I do this.
With a 14, you're able to use your mobility hard to kind of fly across this chasm, probably flying through like a little like impromptu destroyed waterfall that's kind of formed, and you come crashing towards this subaltern. How do you take it out?
You said there's like a chasm, right?
You just flew over it.
Okay. What I want to do is a similar maneuver to what I did before. I'm going to just like crash into it
Mhm.
from behind and try to like push it off the edge.
Nice. Yeah, you crash into it from behind and kind of push it against the opposite wall, which is like kind of like the prison cell walls. And if you want to, you can like do like a kind of like somersault, like throw it off the edge.
Exactly.
All right. It goes off the edge. You don't hear it crash, but you know it's down. The person that you saved has got like marks on their shoulder and stuff, and like they've also been grabbed too hard by the subaltern. They're like, "Oh, thanks, you saved my life." But
Time to talk right now. And Rico just runs off to go take care of the next robot.
yeah, there's probably one like turning the corner, and you can like deal with it. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm still across the chasm. I don't think I have a way to get over there.
Probably
I
not.
put rope up.
Oh, did it? Oh, we did that. I didn't know if that was like if we finished that. So it was a rope across.
You finished 30-foot rope, yeah. Let's say like the chasm's around like 25 feet. If you could swing the one end of the rope to the other end, you can like kind of like crawl over it or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like across the room.
Alright. I'm
You also have grenades.
How is the grenade gonna help me
cross the yeah. I don't know.
What I'm saying is you might not, if you are good at throwing.
Well, there's definitely
I
a
don't know if
there's definitely a
I
path.
think it's too far to throw. I think the GM already said.
You could throw a grenade over there. Yeah, but
At the robots?
yeah, you could throw a grenade. You could throw a grenade over there. It's too far to jump.
I feel like explosives are not our friend right now.
We should save that for
I
our
feel
exit.
like exploding in this I just don't feel like it's safe firing off explosives in this underground cavern that could
Yep.
capsize on top of us, killing us instantly.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hold off on that. That's a last resort for sure.
Yep. Well, on the side that you're at, Buzo and God, I keep forgetting your character's name. Rayla?
Dan?
Reek.
Hold
Shayla.
on. Shayla. Hold on. I need to.
Talking about me? Yeah, it's Shaya.
Shaya. How do you spell that?
S-H-E-A-Y.
S-H-E-A-Y. Okay, cool.
It should be in the bottom left of the
S-H-E-A-Y.
Foundry screen.
Oh yeah, you're
Down in
right.
the
Oh, you're right.
players
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, there we go. I spelled it wrong anyways.
So you're
I still spelled that wrong. There we go. All right. Yeah. So as Buzo and Shaya, on your side, you can definitely there's no reason you'd want to go over to the other side other than to back up Rico. But your side is has openings. If you knew where to go, which you kind of do with the people, it's the thing that pinged them. You can get to them on your side. You don't have to cross if you don't want to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done. Am I able to attack anyone?
Well, you can press forward,
Can I get over there?
or you can press forward and find out if there's people to attack.
Definitely time to press forward. I will probably back up Vulture then, and probably drag along the guy that we just saved and tell him hey, we're going to go rescue everyone else. We want you to I'm trying to think of a way to put it. Basically, just be an extra set of eyes and ears and directions for people when they start panicking and wondering how to escape.
Maybe he knows the layout. Maybe he knows a way around some of the patrolling. We can just kind of not engage. We don't have to. We'll just get people in and out without even having to fight.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a-okay with pointing right where Shaya just came from and was see that rope? That's the way out. So we're gonna get everyone else, and that's where we're headed.
Dope.
You're coming with us.
Rico is buzzing around the open area and providing cover and fire with his laser rifle.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Ignore the flying firefly guy.
Nice. All right, Shaya. As you press forward, you're headed towards the more people, right?
Yes.
Is that what I understand? Okay, cool. Yeah, you press forward through this destroyed prison, and you kind of go through a couple destroyed openings and building walls, and probably some guard quarters and stuff. You don't encounter any subalterns, but you definitely hear them around. You hear kind of creepily, eerily movements around you and falling rock, but you just don't see any yet. As you kind of make it maybe 200 yards away from your teammates, you see across kind of one of these side kind of platforms, a group of subalterns kind of trying clawing at this prison cell door and kind of ripping at it. It's maybe 3 or 4 of them are kind of ripping at it, and you see a person inside. They're not yelling or anything, just kind of super quiet, but they're kind of trying to rip off this door and get to them.
How many?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah. Within shooting distance?
Yep.
Oh
He's
yeah.
trying to bait that grenade out of you.
Do it. Throw your grenade.
No.
Well, the mechanics of this is going to be, it's either going to be 4 checks or it's going to be one big check that's risky and difficult.
Oh, to do this?
Or you can throw your grenade and I'll let you
save
automatically.
this person.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so it's either one big check to just handle the whole situation.
Yeah, but it'll be risky and difficult.
Could I help out Shaya? Because I thought I was following her.
Yeah.
Oh, were you following her or were you staying by Rico?
Yeah. Buso is with me.
Yeah, you can help out Shaya.
Swell. Then I will. Yeah, I'll get right in front of you, pop up my shield, and feel free to use it as a steadying your aim thing.
Okay, cool. So I'll do the harder, whatever the harder, riskier one was.
All right.
What
Yes.
does that
you have to succeed on 15, and you have 1 accuracy.
Okay. So I just roll my d20, add 1.
You'll add a d6 and whatever your grit is. I think your grit should be 1. Yeah, so it's going to be a d20 plus 1 plus 1d6.
Okay. And what is it? Is it /r space?
/r space, yep.
Yeah.
And 1 plus 1 plus a d6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hope this works.
Nice.
Wow.
Success.
Wow.
What's it look like when Buzo, you're advancing with your shield and Shay is like taking shots around you?
I mean, I'm a-okay with just being a stiff like slab of shield. And you could we're moving at a comfortable, slow walk and killing him.
Nice.
Yep.
Shay, as you take off one of the subalterns, one of them kind of turns around and kind of charges at you, Buzo, like,
Shield bash.
what do you do?
Shield bash.
Shield bash.
bash.
Knock it. Knock it. It kind of like.
I just play keep away and Shay. I'll turn it to Shay and be like, come on, push up.
Yeah, Shay is just having a
Come on, do it.
Like,
nice. Eventually, they're all taken out, and you see that the kind of cell that they're clawing in. There's a person in there, and they look injured. There's actually 2 people in there. They both look injured. You get closer and closer, and they both look like Akuli and Quaylar. Shea, you don't know these people, but they are the remaining 2 members of Team Soot. It looks like Quaylar has also a broken leg or some way injured. And Okuli says to you, Buzo, she kind of puts her hair back. Buzo, is that you?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to turn to Vulture and say, these are the VIPs. Or at least 2 out of 3 of them. And I'm going to turn back and say, so where's Dumbass?
Oscar, I was going to ask you the same. We sent for him with another to go find a way out, find someone who could help us get out. Not only Quaylar, but the rest of the those trapped below here. You did not run into Oscar yourself?
Not yet. And we did run into someone outside, though. And there is definitely a path out of here. So if we fix you up, do you think you could help us lead people out?
She looks at Quaylar, and Quaylar's like a lot worse than you had anticipated. She's like sweating and like in like a fever, and she's got some other shit going on. Cooley says,
I have a patch kit.
Cooley says, yes, I Quaylar would be hard to get out of here. I honestly believe that they won't be able to get out the way Oscar got out. Is probably have to, I don't know, maybe get them out another way.
Well, hopefully we'll have enough people to carry some the injured out, but for now, because frankly you guys are the best bet that we have of saving the city, yeah, I'm gonna give them a once over with my patch medical gear.
Give me a roll for Quaylar. Cooley seems fine.
Oops.
But... Yeah, Quaylar looks to be very badly injured and has a fever, and her wound's infected, and definitely needs some like immediate attention, or like their life is in risk. They can't move on their own.
Even if I give them all of the painkillers in the world?
Well, they probably stumble, but they're not gonna be able to like climb up and go through a tunnel on their own. They need like emergency evac.
Is there anything like that around that we could use to make more of a makeshift, like, we can a pallet thing to just like drag behind us or something?
Yeah, I'd say you could probably find something to do that. There's probably like some old like destroyed beds you can probably like improvise into like a gurney or whatever. I think that's the name for it. It'll just take you a lot of time. It will make you a big target.
I'm so tempted to just pull a C-3PO and like shove him onto my fucking back.
Oh, yeah.
Like
you're at,
put him in a backpack.
Yeah.
you guys are at 4 remaining checks, by the way, after that patch roll. There are more people down here. Now, Koli would say, "Don't mind us, Buzo, but there are more prisoners, civilians, people of Tiano down below. We were sent up here with Oscar to find a way out, but Quayla was injured. We had to find sequester ourselves in this cell. You have to get the rest of the people out."
Do the subalterns have any weapons at all?
No, not that we've encountered. They seem to be the residual prison forces. They have tasers and such, but I'm sure you all can handle that.
Yeah, this is one of those, those like moral dilemmas and stuff. I'm not really good with that shit. I'll leave it up to y'all. What do you want to do? These are your guys? Should we just get them out, or what do you leave them here? Go get the other people?
Rico, as this is happening, you're seeing a couple more subalterns. You're probably like shooting them down. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you guys just hear distant laser fire and cursing in audio.
Yep. I feel like we should leave these two, Akuli and Kalar, here and have them, like, I guess be a waypoint for everyone else that we're gonna try to rescue. And I feel like we should just do one big caravan of we're all leaving now. And hopefully when we get more people, they can carry the injured with them. I know that that's not perfect, but...
Hey, I'm not judging it. It's gonna be one of those, if you can get out, get out. Can't physically carry all of these people out here. So,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Someone's gonna lose some legs.
And if we can't get across the rope, I really don't know what to do about that.
Then we print more rope and make a crude pulley system and just we'll move them across like a clothesline.
This is like what your character should be.
I'm gonna build a mine cart.
Oh yeah.
Across.
We have Rico. He's the engineer guy. I can just tell him we're building a rope and pulley and be like, oh yeah, we know how to do that.
Cool.
Okay.
Maybe. And we only have 4 more checks. Okay.
I think it's time to get moving. I'll let Akuli and Kalar know that I want them to stay in the cell, stay safe. Rico is like out there. Yeah, and then I guess we go deeper.
Where's the fucking unhinged dude that we took down here? What's he doing?
Oh, that guy? He's not around.
Just keep an eye on him.
He's not around. He's not around. He's definitely not around.
He's
Should pay more attention.
Yeah, I figured he might have bailed in the chaos, and you got his own agenda, but he might be like a loose cannon, I guess, to worry about.
Real quick, Akuli, do you know of anyone named Johnny?
No, we've only been here for 2 weeks now. The guards
Don't
were.
worry about it.
Okay, all right.
I was waiting for this. Oh, he's my lover.
No, Quaylar is her lover.
Yeah. Deeper into the breach.
Makuli's gonna ask you, Buzo. What is above? What has been going on? We've been trapped here since the breaking of the houses. We heard whispers that you all caused it, Buzo.
Yeah, so that's a fucking lie. But I have a feeling that you probably guessed that.
Yes.
Yeah, everything's kind of... The city is pretty much destroyed. We are picking up pieces and making sure that the people that are still here are safe. That's where we're at. So it's not going to get easier once you're out.
Well, I had heard a rumor from other Teist security that beneath this prison there was a connection to the city's undercity, which connected to our municipal NHP. Maybe there's a way we can... If we can't go above, I know Quaylar cannot make it above. We can probably go below.
Well, shit. That changes things.
It does, but it changes it possibly for the worse, because we have heard that they're gathering everyone under the city. and all of the subalterns too. So we would probably need mechs. And if you guys wandered down there, it would be... I'm gonna just gesture back to like the destroyed subalterns that are in this room and be like, there's probably gonna be like 20,000 more of those.
Yes, I surmised as such. Uzo, if you could clear out these subalterns, deal with whatever is causing them to go haywire, I think we could find a way to get the rest of these people out. Otherwise, it'd be quite difficult. There's many injured among them, and I haven't done a full inventory of them all.
Can I roll pull rank to charge past this room, leading a group of prisoners wielding stun batons and rebar spears?
Rico's been busy.
I think it would take you 2 checks. One check to like find out where they are. That would be pretty difficult because you're going pretty fast. Second check to lead them out and probably fight back any like subalterns that are like impeding the path.
Okay. So I have get somewhere quickly, investigate, pull rank.
Okay, so what are you trying to do? You're trying to find.
My suggestion was trying to like pull rank to be like leading a few people that I've found along the way during the fighting, and like fighting off subalterns.
Oh, they're starting an underground rebellion.
I would say you'd be able to get definitely not the main group of them, like the hundreds of them where like the weak and injured are at, but like maybe like the few errant ones that are like probably sent with Okuwa and Quaylar's team and Oscar's team to like clear out a path or whatever. So maybe like 10 or so or something like, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking anything bigger than that. I was expecting like 3 or 4.
Okay. Cool.
To take out the remaining.
We're just charging past with like I said, stun batons, pieces of rebar. One of them has a rock.
To
so
go.
What is the severed arm of one of the subalterns?
Yeah, and exactly. Where are you charging to?
To where there are more subalterns to fight.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that's 1 check. Just make it difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's a pull rank one, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, as you've been like kind of guarding the entrance, maybe some people have like congregated to where you're positioned. They're like, oh, we waited for you. Oh god. Oh, 21. Nice. Yeah, with the 21, Vince and not Vince. Shea and Buza, you all hear the kind of like combat sounds kind of echoing from other parts of interior in this prison, and you know it's likely Rico and some others that Rico's assembled. Rico, what happens as you like gather up these other folks and you kind of feel like form like a little coalition of maybe like 8 people? Yeah.
Okay. They just the 3 of them just see charging past the doorway where they're standing, just like Rico rushing forward with a laser rifle, and then followed by a bunch of people like charging forward with rebar spears. Just all screaming.
All right. Are you fighting you're fighting just like where the more subalterns are at or something like that?
Yeah. We're just charging through, trying to take out as many subalterns as we can, as they charge towards where we're making a lot of noise, and just like one of them jumps onto the subaltern, like jams a rebar through its body, while another one begins like trying to rip one of its arms off.
Yeah. I would say
taking them out one at a time.
Yeah. I would say that's probably headed towards like where the subalterns are dragging people to, which would, as you kind of make it closer to that portion, you're kind of fighting off all these other like subalterns that are coming towards you. You see that it is a big door at the base of this prison that is like leading down like a tunnel kind of further down into the city, with like kind of like directional lights kind of light up through the chasm. It's super long and super deep.
Taking people.
Rico's gonna try like radio. I think they found another way that they are leading people underground. But hold on, and then you hear over the comms just the sound of like turn.
Nice. Yeah, cool. 3 checks left.
So
Zuzo.
are you coming back our way, Rico, or?
Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm just trying to take out subalterns. I'm not trying to like.
Well, Rico, you'll find out soon enough that it seems like the numbers seems to be never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn Rico that where he's at is probably where all the subalterns are coming from.
Alright, so in that case, we're just gonna try to hold the line then while we try to find out where the rest of the people are and try to lead them out. It's just trying to hold the line as much as possible, firing lasers into.
Well, about that, I think that I don't think that's happening. I think what we're learning over here is basically that the ship's bugged. They can't get out of here. Like we need to clear the big ugly door you found, and that's not a job for just the three of us. You know, I think that's like a whole team.
Okay then, how about we just blow this place up, seal off an exit, and get as many the few people we have with us out of here right now.
Yeah. I feel like we've reached a numbers game where 4 out of 5 are probably going to make it, and I hate that.
Yeah.
But if we do it now, maybe it can be 4.5. Maybe someone will only lose a leg.
Yeah. The alternative is no one makes it. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, what I would suggest is Buzo carries Quaylar, who can't walk, and we just retreat out of here with whoever we have with us right now and blow up the way that the subalterns are coming from.
I still want to at least try to get that mob of like 100 people and see if they can't just follow us. We're gonna be leaving this place anyways. We're probably gonna be heading back to our mechs. If a bunch of subalterns come out, I can step on them and death roll in the group slang, and hopefully that'll solve the problem.
All right.
Maybe.
We can at least show them. I mean, we can at least show them the way out, and if they, and if they can get out, we can get out.
Yeah.
What checks you got?
Cool. So I think that's 3 total checks to do everything what you guys said, to find the people, evac the people, and get the hell out yourselves. Well, no, find the people, deal with any subalterns, and then evac the people. I'll need 3 checks from, 1 check from each of you. If you fail, then something bad's gonna happen. So whoever's
Okay.
still.
I mean, I can. We're dealing with the we have to deal with the subalterns while we do this too.
You have to find the people first. Yeah.
Okay, that's not my specialty.
All right. Who was find the people?
All right. Well, I've got to investigate.
Yep.
That might be the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can spend time to investigate. Yep. If you're using investigate, no, that's fine. Go ahead. Very nice. Yeah, with investigate, you're able to find kind of stable footing and stable paths. Like, seems like in the short time that this city's been on attack, and the short time that this prison's been capsized and destroyed, people have been able to carve out reliable paths through this kind of like this prison or whatever. And yeah, with time, you're able to like navigate this path, and you find kind of like a flooded kind of portion of this prison that seems to be very secluded and very defensible, and it seems like there's a lot of like dead subalterns kind of like around as well, and you see a group in a mass of like 100 or so prisoners, half of which are very injured.
Well, I guess it's time to take control and start barking orders for carry everyone that you can. If you gotta drag yourself, so be it. We have a route out of here.
All right, this is evac the prisoners. Give me a roll to evac the prisoners. I'm just gonna make it a flat, like whatever I'm not gonna make it difficult, essentially.
Oh boy.
Is leader inspire better for you?
Yeah, with the 11, they will listen to you, but you kind of like see them kind of like lift up a couple of people, and people are like, oh, maybe you see some like red splotches on people as well. Like, it's not like you're gonna get a lot out of here. Of the 100, let's say 100 people, it's probably be like around like 25% that are probably gonna make it out of here.
Damn. Okay. I guess I'll continue barking out that like, if you're bleeding a little bit and it hurts, the alternative is not bleeding a lot but dying from being trapped in here. So suffer a bit. We're getting it out of here.
All right, you have the selfless few that will follow you all and will leave others behind. So there's probably like 50% that are hurt. There's 25% that are probably taking care of the 50%, and there's 25% that are like, fuck it, let's get out of here. So they're probably not the people you want to save anyways, but they're like.
I mean, I would say this. I think that Shay would be like, listen, I don't know how long you've been down here. Not necessarily gonna like if there's a way, we could come back or you can get out later or something. Like, try to stay safe. Don't do something stupid. You know, hide, whatever. We're gonna leave the rope there.
The rope.
Yeah, maybe some people will figure shit out.
Cool.
It's not automatic death.
Yeah. One of the 25% of people will come up to you all and say, "About time fucking Tice sent someone around. You all took your sweet fucking time. Get out of my way."
There could be like no survivors. You know what I mean? Like, just chill for a fucking second.
Get out of my way.
Number one, she's a contractor. Number two, everyone has.
Maybe that's Johnny or whatever.
Yeah, you see a name tag says Johnny.
Yes, that's the guy that the dude wants to kill. Let's put it out there.
Then I'm not going to interject if I see the name tag of Johnny on that guy. I'll be like, Karma will find that guy.
He says,
"Yeah, we met Karma outside. He'll find you."
This guy was like, "Oh, I'll fucking lead us out of here. You all took too much time." And start charging off in the direction.
That man's gonna die.
Okay.
But you
I'll
see,
find someone that looks legitimately scared and not like a piece of shit, and I will give them a grenade and be like, "If you fucking have to, you do what you gotta fucking do."
yeah, you see a couple other folks that are, you know, yeah.
You go out on your terms.
They
You go out like a
they
badass.
take
If
your
they come for
grenade.
you know what to do.
They take your grenade. And they're like, they kind of look at their friend who's obviously like really badly injured and is like, oh, they don't know what to do, but whatever.
Not now. Obviously, if the robots come and try to fucking torture you to death.
They say to you, if you can get us all out, wait a moment. If we all are here together, we can. You're taking the strongest among us. We can't defend ourselves if they leave.
Yeah, I don't really get paid to think like that. Think too hard. Sorry, I don't know what to say.
We're trying to. Yeah, we're trying to bring out everyone.
I
can only
feel
do
like
so
you're
much.
trying to push us into a direction. You're like, everything we try to do, you're acting like it's a dumb idea.
Who?
Are you trying? Is there some
Me?
obvious solution you're expecting us to do?
Me?
We're not getting. Yes, you.
No.
Sometimes everything just sucks.
Shit sucks.
Okay.
All you have to worry about is weather.
Alright.
Shay is gonna be like, "Hey, them's the breaks. It's a war. You know?
Them's the breaks.
Like, what can I do? I cannot physically be responsible for all of these random people. I can't. I just fucking can't.
Them's the breaks.
And like I said, maybe we could come back down here. I don't know. They were down here the whole fucking time. I don't know. How long have they been down here?
2 weeks or so.
And just 2 weeks. I mean, they were surviving here for 2 weeks. It's not an automatic they're gonna die because we can't take them.
They can probably hold out. This is just the opinion of one person.
Yeah.
Time to just yell amongst the crowd to not go into the basement because the basement is full of murder robots. I mean, that's where the tunnel is. So just tell them barricade up in there. There is a route out of here with like rope over a chasm. If you see that, you're going the right way.
Cool.
That's all we got.
One of the spokespersons of the group will say, "All right, we'll try our best to hold out. Please come back and bring help."
That is the plan.
Cool. As that action concludes, you hear more kind of rustling and stuff from around the prison, steps and footsteps of crazy subalterns that are probably headed in your direction.
Alright, everyone in here, barricade up. It's about to get fucking hairy.
I'm about to blow some shit up.
I need a check from Actually, let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give me a check to deal with some of the subalterns that are heading in your direction from the most accessible route.
I'd start scrapping.
Okay.
They're like kind of crawling on the walls and crawling on the sides, and some of them are just like running towards you with half broken arms off and stuff. You hear some screams from inside. Ah! They're coming!
Yikes. Okay. We're going. I'm rolling.
Yeah, 14. How do you strategically take out this first wave of subalterns?
I consider myself a general machinist, a little bit of expertise. So I say that, Vulture, she knows her choke points really well. She knows, she can kind of gauge, like, okay, if I blow this up, it's not going to capsize the entire thing.
Okay.
So I'd say she finds her sweet spot and, like, a slab of concrete on top of them.
Nice. Kind of fall. You see subaltern parts fly off in every which direction, kind of like this little, kind of like wider hallway. It seems like most of them that were coming through that one spot, and if the few that weren't coming from that one spot were coming from other portions of the prison, but they were enough to like that a few couple of prisoners could take them out with like rebars and shit. So yeah, there's a path. The first wave of subalterns is gone. You guys can evac the most able-bodied people, or take your time to evac other folks, if you so choose.
A win is a fucking win. The people that can handle themselves, I'm just feeling like we should like go. Like we had some other folks with us that was gonna show them the way.
They start darting. They start running.
Just bye. Get out of here. I don't fucking just go here.
Yeah, we have people that we need to rescue that have been captured. We've saved all we could here, and I'm unhappy about it, but whatever.
All right. Yeah, there'll be around maybe half the people will still be down here, and they'll be defending what they can. But you all also found another pathway if you want to go down into the dungeon. You found another pathway through the prison.
That is an update we can tell everyone else later, but that seems also like a very... How the fuck are we gonna get our mechs down there without like blowing up the entire prison?
Hold on. Can we send that drone a little bit ahead and see if it... This isn't the way where all the subalterns are taking people. This is something else.
No, this is the way. That's the same direction.
Oh, it's that same. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I thought this was a third.
Yep.
Like, okay, never mind. Yeah, we can't handle that right now. Just the two of us.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm too afraid of doing something. Like my first thought when Shaka was like, "Oh yeah, there's people buried under rubble," was I could just fire my Ufakane's hand and melt a little tunnel down there. And then you were like, "Oh yeah, it's all very unstable." And I was like,
yeah, same with me. Like,
you could, but it'd be a risky. It'd be a risky check. You never know what would happen. Cool. So if you all are take your time to evac who you want to evac, and like of course there's gonna be some people left behind. I need to know what you're doing with Quaylar and Okuli. What if you want them to come with you, or?
Yeah.
All right.
They're the closest thing that we
have.
That's what we came here
for, right?
Pretty much.
Yep.
And they're the closest thing that we have to like military intelligence in our allies. So I would rather have them rather than leave them down here.
Cool. After some
Is
time.
there anyone among the people that we have rescued that have a fucking conscience, maybe, and like, I don't know, they were reformed in prison and would
There's some good. Yeah.
Like organize some sort of effort to get the rest of the people out.
Yeah. There, you would rationalize that they're probably busy taking care of people, so they don't pass away or whatever. So like they're in the state where they really need to be around these people and like take care of them. But they could. I guess they could try while you all are gone to like find a way out or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like we're rescuing half of them, and like if they're their own people, they want to go and help. They can do that. They can also do that. Help their own. They have friends or people down there.
Yeah.
You can support them in that in some way, but
Yeah, they'll try to.
That's kind of
I feel like after letting a bunch of prisoners who were trapped in a jail that like now is destroyed. Hey guys, there's a way out. I'm sure that within like a week, half of that half that was left behind is gonna be like, I'm taking that chance. Fuck that shit.
Different. Yeah.
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 Hey, it sucks, but I also don't really know what all these people were in for, so like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's gray.
Well, you have to worry about
Things I
that.
don't fucking like, so
Yeah.
it's like too bad.
I think you guys are able to like evac them through the way in which you came. It's a slow and measured process, and there's probably like people saying, like, "Oh, let me go first" or whatever. Riho, go ahead.
Is there do we see Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny's
Nice back.
already went past you all.
Yeah,
That was
I know.
that was that too.
That's why I'm wondering, like, on the way back out, do we see like Johnny lying on the ground with the shit in his back? He's like, oh damn, karma caught up with him.
Yeah, you probably see. Yeah, we'll see. So you're like going through this chasm, and you kind of go back through from which you came, kind of crawling up a rope. I don't know how you get Quaylar up there, but somehow you get Quaylar up there with time, and I think with the
Tiger to my back.
all right, nice, like a backpack.
I can if I need to.
Yeah.
Chance.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, you were able to make your way through here, and then Akiza and Riho, you start to see a few people kind of make their way out. The first of which is this big burly person who's like kind of like, oh, finally I made it out, and you see another person go up next to him and and they fall down back into the tunnel. And Buzo, there's something's coming towards your direction.
God.
It's a guy. It's Johnny.
Fucking Johnny. Fucking Johnny.
Johnny falls
Johnny
back
got
down.
stabbed.
But see, they don't know about Johnny, so they just see like
Yeah.
random murder.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, you were very rude to our contractor. On the other hand, is he alive or is he just bleeding out?
I mean, you can save him.
I'm gonna try. I will try to save him for now, as quick as I can.
All
Enough
right.
to get him moving.
All right.
As soon as we see a murder happening, Rico's gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, but you see some people crawling out, Kiza and Riho, and Buzo. As you eventually make it out, you see Oscar kind of standing in the gleams of light that kind of shine off the back of his bald ass head towards you all. He has his gun and stuff.
Fucker.
He's like, oh, Buzo, it's you. Was Quaylar and Cooley with you?
Yeah, they're coming. So, why weren't you with them? Were you busy team killing again?
No, I was
Oscar was engaged in GDK forces.
exactly.
Still mad at you for firing missiles into a residential area.
Mm.
Just because the city looks like this now doesn't mean that I'm going to forgive you for that.
Well, sometimes to do the right thing, you have to leave people behind. Where are the rest of the prisoners?
Yikes. Shots fired.
There were too many injured that were unable to make it through the route that we chose, that you apparently abandoned as well.
Well, I went to go find help, and I guess I found
Did
it.
you find help?
Yeah, I found your partners, Akiza and Riho.
Yep,
I thought
and
it was on you.
yeah, me too. And we have more work to do. So, congratulations, you're back in Tice, I think, and we're going to be setting you up and all the other able-bodied prisoners to try to lead everyone out of here.
Oscar will say, kind of looking at the sky and there's kind of like ashes and stuff, and says, I don't think there's much Tice left over. Get me to a mech, and I can be of more service to you.
That we can do. I don't know about you all. I think we need to get back to the middle of downtown now that we have located our allies and have them back up and working, sort of.
Yes, but I think that Oscar should definitely not get in a Rainmaker.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they'll have to pick from whatever we can salvage.
Yeah, you need to procure a mech.
Yeah, so I think if we want to, our new contractor here, Vulture might be able to help them scavenge together something that they can use. But the main thing that we need from all three of you, Team Soot, we need to stabilize your condition first, and then we need to get you into a position where you can cover us because we're going to try to do something about it.
That's crazed in HP.
That's priority number 1 right now.
Leave it be. We must make a strike at the GDK. They're the ones that are exasperating the situation.
Well, you will be pleased to know that we have already done exactly that now. So right now, our biggest concern is the NHP because the GDK forces have been partially pushed out of the city.
We must make sure it's a complete action.
If we don't deal with this NHP that's kidnapping people and bringing them underground, then we are not going to be able to do anything about the rest of the city.
If we don't take care of the GDK now, they're gonna take this whole fucking planet.
The GDK are from here just as much as you are. If they took the planet instead of Pokelcon, I would consider that a pretty solid victory.
You don't know them like I do.
Oh, you don't know them like I do. Everybody says that. People keep saying that. You're too busy picking at each other to see the bigger picture. This is about humanity. This isn't about your petty squabbles with your next door neighbor. Now get it in gear. You work for Tyson, that means you work for us now.
For you. Helm is still. Where's Helm?
They're all dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna just point to the smoking building off on the horizon.
It's, Oscar sees it and says like,
We've got the most intel. We've cleared the most territory. We've even got the bridge out of the city as a green zone right now. And I don't know if you've noticed, but we've got the firepower as I point over at the back where our mechs are parked. So I think that for the time being, we may want to defer to our command so that we can stabilize the situation further. And oh, by the way, you had a traitor right underneath your nose the entire time.
yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm not blaming you for any of that stuff, but Oscar, you got to think about your position here. You've got a chance to do some real good. You've got a chance to save these people. Not worrying about killing, but worrying about preserving life. Can you do that?
As you say that, Oscar will kind of ponder a little bit and do some mental calculus and say, all right, if you all have made it this far, there's probably some righteousness to your actions. I am here as long as you all are opposed to GDK. After we take care of this fucking NHP, we march up to their door and drive our weapons through their souls.
Even better. We've already begun negotiating a ceasefire.
A ceasefire? No. We must complete action. They must be obliterated.
Right. Well, we can deal with that after we are not being completely eradicated by a rogue alien being from beyond our understanding, okay?
I don't know why you just bomb this whole fucking city. Do away the NHP that way.
This guy like defaults right to like genocide. Is that like his thing?
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, got it.
That's
Making sure I get it.
Currently, people are being taken underground by this thing, so we are not interested in destroying this entire city. We are trying to get the people out from underneath this horrifying monster.
I hate to stall our momentum here, but I think we've expended a considerable amount of resources. And right now we've got enough manpower. I think maybe it's time to hunker down and use the fact that we know that GDK patrols aren't coming into this area right now. I think it's time for us to like get into a position and run some repairs and get some rest.
Yes, yes. Well,
I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but like I know we could probably do a little bit more, but I can't stress enough how much I have no idea what's gonna happen to us when we go down.
Which is funny because I have 2 repairs and 3 structure, so I'm sitting here like,
How much pilot HP do you have? Because I'm at 3.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit. Him and Riho. Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, I got bumped. I'm at 9 out of 10, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
If you don't need a rest, it would be maybe helpful, like, to get them. You could use the rest time to like help get more salvaged mechs for the crew or to stabilize. Who had the broken leg again?
Quaylar.
Quaylar, I think.
She's also sick.
Quaylar. Yeah, you could try to like.
Well, maybe Buzo
stabilize
stabilized her a little bit, I guess.
I think I know what I'm gonna do then. If everyone does a full rest, I'm gonna just do a quick one to top my structure off, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the time doing like triage for all of the injured people and like trying to maybe pull out more and maybe direct like a small crew of mechanically inclined people to, hey, help out Vulture Frankenstein something that doesn't have missiles for Oscar.
Got you. So if you guys want to do a full
Yeah,
rest,
yeah.
I'm gonna roll. Well, once because you finished this narrative encounter, so it's a D3 to find out what clock has. So 1, 2. The builder has another segment on it. If you do another full rest, I'm gonna roll 2 more times.
Oh, this is like, so these rolls are like, that's fine.
Yeah, if the clocks go up, bad things happen. The Grand Duchy can expend their ticks to send people after you all.
I have no repairs anyway.
You didn't
I'm
take
out
any
of-
damage, though, did you?
My mech regenerates all its health at the start of each encounter. I lost a weapon, but I can't get it back anyway. So.
You can actually full rest.
But if you take
Oh, wait,
yeah, you get back. Yeah, if you guys take the time to full rest, I mean, you'll have more resources, more allies. Like you'll have a reasonable way to like.
I think we might have to take that L and try to.
Okay.
If you don't think your mechs are capable of going to this situation without taking some time, then that's what we have to do.
I feel like that's like ricocheted. You don't think your mechs are capable of doing the job?
Listen, I understand not everybody specializes entirely on hardware technology that originates at the start of every encounter, so.
Meanwhile, I'm going up to my crew slang and just putting like fucking like expanding putty and stickers over holes in it, like that's good.
All right, let's set the scene then. So you all get out of the prison. There's a couple of the capsized prison. Probably a couple more like folks are kind of crawling out, but of course, there's not a lot of people that can make it out. There are no GDK forces around you right now. There are no like Kultukon, like subaltern cuckoos, Kachu, NHP, blah 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 around you right now either. And so it's just like you all, Thygo, Oscar, Okuli, and Quaylar, and Ileana. And you all see kind of off in the corner as you're like doing these repairs on your mechs and taking time. You see Oscar and Thygo, which is like the Caliphate Preacher person over Helm, kind of having a conversation. Seems to be kind of heated, but like heated in agreement. You see Ileana just kind of like talking to a couple folks that made it out of the prison, and she's kind of like trying to do some type of like first aid stuff, but she obviously doesn't know what she's doing. And you see Cooley just watching over Quaylar. So yeah, what do you guys want to do in this moment of respite?
Well, everyone is up their own ass apparently. I don't like the fact that Oscar and Thygo are talking to each other because that seems like a terrible thing waiting to happen.
Rico wants to spend some time helping Vulture or Shea.
I think.
Locating a usable mech for somebody in Team Soot.
Okay. Shay, you probably know the reasons why you're here are undisclosed, but I would say if you're hunting nice gear, you probably know that some recent mech shipments arrived on the planet Tiano, and it's they were shipped from this company called the Trade Company Bria, and now are in the hands of the Grand Duchy of Korea because they're the same thing. And it's reasonable that they are here in Tjotbody City because that's where most things come through. It looks like they are, at least you've heard that they are. Let me look at the pattern. Where are you They are. Oh shit! I lost it.
I love the idea of Shea just being like, "Oh yeah, I know what they're shipping to this planet," and all of us looking at her like, "What the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
Are you a smuggler?"
They are a class of mech
bit of this,
called.
a little bit of
They are a class of mech called a Phantom. They are
Oh.
very well known for their manipulation of real space. Very unlike what anything the GDK or Tiano can afford.
I've never even heard of that.
dirty dealings.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
You don't see them around you, but you know that you're reasonably sure the GDK has them. And if the GDK has them, they're probably at their headquarters, which is
Got it.
highly guarded and highly defended
For now.
for now. So what do you and Rico want to do?
Yeah, we'll definitely look around. I think that she is also, she likes to know what she's into, so she's gonna use the fact that she's contracted to try to word on the street this in the sense of like I want to know what's going on. There's tension. There's like weird alliances, but not alliances. There's like chain of command issues. So I feel like she's gonna help, but she's also gonna keep her ears peeled for dissent.
So you're trying to figure out. Are you just trying to figure out like what the dealio is with like the whole planet, or like I'm curious.
Oh no, amongst the between Soot and who she's rolling with right now, she's sensing there's like things aren't great.
I won't make you roll for that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Vince, Siege, you could explain it. I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll.
I'm also thinking of like from Soot's side, like.
Oh.
I'm not necessarily.
Our whole perspective is just our whole perspective is just Oscar's a shit that just doesn't check his targets, and it should be really obvious that like Oscar and Thygo are obviously going to probably stoke the flames of conflict, and Ileana could very easily get overwhelmed because of that, and that's what I'm worried about right now.
Yeah, I just suspect that they might be making their own plans that they're not going to tell.
Oh yeah, give me a word. Give me a roll. Word on the street sounds good.
Yeah, word on the street.
Smart.
So smart.
So it's a +4.
Yeah, just press the you can just.
Is it automatically doing the +4?
Yep. Just press the button. Yep.
Oh, okay.
The D20 button on it. Yeah. Nice with the 24. As your mech is kind of like by its own and like probably like just standing guard or whatever. You're kind of like surveying the area, and you see Thygo and Oscar kind of chatting, and you see Oscar kind of yell out to Ileana, "Ileana, come over here. We have something to discuss with you." And she says, "Oh, yeah, sure." So you see Ileana walking over. What do you do?
I'm going to make myself look extremely like I don't really give a fuck about it. I think I've been doing a good job of looking like I don't give a fuck about what's going on. I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to make like I'm scrapping. Rico and I have split up to just search for parts, so I think I would look like I'm picking up spare scrap, checking it out as I slowly get in hearing distance.
Got you. Yeah. You get this between their exchanges. That sounds like Oscar and Thygo are trying to convince Ileana to convince you all to go straight to the Caliphate of Pisha and leave everyone behind. So they're trying to tell her like this city is lost. Like your dad, if they find you, they're probably gonna kill you because they've implicated you as well. Your only hope is to find respite in Caliphate of Pisha, and you have to leave right now. That's what they're trying to tell her.
What does she see? What's her reaction to that?
She's very young, and she keeps looking in Riho's direction.
Okay, so she's potentially like
Yeah.
but she seems to care about me. I want to go to the Remo then, I think.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit down near Riho. I'm assuming Riho's like patching her heart suit or something.
Yeah, probably. My back's fine. My heart suit's not.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, so little wallflower princess. He seems to like you a lot. Seems to care about what you think.
Sure is. I saved her life, and I guess she feels like we bonded over that or something.
How would you say she ranks in terms of easy to manipulate and to twist into your own evil machinations? Just ballpark, would you say? How susceptible is she to that?
I mean, probably fairly susceptible. She's a child.
Yeah. So like, I don't know what the exact story is between you and the asshole with the crowd spray problem. It's just like wants to genocide the planet. I don't know what his deal is with y'all, but he's kind of talking to her. I know a double cross face when I see a double cross face. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you think we should get her away from him?
Yeah, and if you need, to remove the double cross face, I'm also good at it.
Good.
Free of charge. He's an asshole. But
Nice.
so she'll be like, good luck with that. And she'll go back to searching for scrap.
Okay.
With that, Riho's gonna make eye contact with Ileana and try and motion her over.
Yeah, you do that, and she kind of looks back at you as he's kind of half listening to the conversation between Thygo and Oscar, and Oscar looks at you and just kind of like, and then she kind of waves her hand at Ileana, and she walks off in your direction. So she's, yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask what Thygo was trying to convince you of?
She says, he said the Caliphate of Pisha has got the tools to help me reach my father. Let them know and clear you all's name. He says the city's lost. I can't say I can't agree with him.
Does he want you off the planet?
No, he says he'd help me reconnect with my father. Let me tell them the truth.
Does he know where your father is?
Yeah, it's Thygo is a member of Helm. He knows my father.
But does he know where he is right now?
No.
So my question would be, how does he think he's going to reconnect you with your father if he doesn't have any idea where your father is or how to reach him?
Well, I assume back at the Caliphate, what he told me, they have ways of contacting the GDK, and I'm sure my father's back there with Ileana or something. I don't know how the upper levels of this politics work, but I'm sure they can contact each other.
Sometimes when the higher up diplomats contact each other, it's by doing things like sending strike teams. Something to be aware of. I don't trust him.
Well, I feel like if there's a chance, we could give them a chance. Maybe the Caliphate was a part of Teist.
It was, but they've been making so many political moves. I just can't, I don't feel like we can trust them. mean, they've got ulterior motives. They've been making a ton of power grabs. Right now, you're kind of like the most valuable player on the field because of who you are.
She kind of nods her head and says, all right, well, Ria, I don't exactly know what to do. I trust you, and I need to talk to my father.
I feel like Akiza's really good at this shit.
Yeah, I feel like
What's Akiza doing?
I'm just wondering, I was like, what is it?
So I was gonna get Akizva and two of the prisoners together to form a troika to
What's
put
a troika?
Thygo on trial.
What's a troika?
A troika is a Soviet military tribunal that makes decisions about stuff, and I was gonna put him on trial for disobeying orders and send him back into the prison to clear out subalterns.
Thygo has a broken leg. There's no way he's gonna do that.
Exactly.
Well, he did say it was a Soviet tribunal.
But that's the origin of it. But yeah, it's in line with Tyson's protocols on military punishment. I'm studying the manual, trying to figure out what to do with Thygo since he's been running around and trying to undermine our authority. So I'm sitting in my mech while everything is repairing, and I just have like the subjectivity suite. And you come talk to me and say, "Yes, how can I help?"
Miss Ileana here is needing an advisor to help her know the best move to make politically, under the assumption that her father is still alive somewhere, but we don't have a way to talk to him. Any thoughts?
Ileana, can you tell me what you remember? If she could tell me what she remembers about her father before she left for the breaking of the houses, anything that he said or he might have been doing, maybe Heartbreak can run some predictions.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good. It was a normal day. His meetings with Ileana. There were a couple of meetings with the trade company of Bria, as I remember. Their administrator, Chinui Okinki, I believe his name is. With the recent merger, I just chalked it up as normal meetings. I didn't see anything strange or different about it. There was one thing I thought that was rather peculiar. There was a House of Smoke diplomat. I believe their house insignia was House Karai. The mountain python seemed to know him. There was a meeting between them, and it was the last thing I remember.
Interesting. Can I feed that in and try and investigate to see if or read a situation to see what Heartbreak's output is? As right now, all of the major players, there are like winding holograms of like red threads, like blood vessel-like threads that are going between the images. We have all of these people, and all what little data Heartbreak has cached is currently simulating running over and over again.
Yeah. You would know that it's very regular for a specific house, not house, but a member state of Tice to have contact with the Kraken Tree Barons, House of Smoke, Subhouse of Karai without Helm being there.
He was in on it. No.
I know that, from what I know personally, I know that Lord Devel from the House of Smoke is a pretty nefarious and underhanded character. It's very, very likely that your father is in some sort of danger and may not be reachable. In about 90% of my simulations, he's dead. But the fallout from that, from the people eventually learning that, leads to a negative outcome. Generally, the House of Smokes and most baryonic houses' prediction capabilities are vary wildly. They don't use traditional NHP architecture to run these kinds of complex social
Ileana's like, yeah, I was like, so
essentially, I don't think that contacting your father is going to be possible until we stabilize the situation.
You, Riho, and Nikizo, you both. Well, I guess Riho, you'll know more. Is that the prospect of contacting her father is the only way she's like been able to cope with the situation of like what happened at the breaking of the houses and like being here and like that's like her panacea to like the whole all her troubles. So if you're telling her that she is not going to solve it, I'll just let you know that might cause some issues.
It'll
I
solve
was
it.
gonna see her like sort of reacting like I don't know. I feel like she's probably like slumping or like
Yeah.
wilting.
Yep.
like,
Yep.
And Riho's just gonna like put an arm like around her shoulders, like comfortingly, like give a little squeeze.
Okay. She'll like lean into it.
Honestly, at this point, I think it's much more beneficial if you decided to take your father's place, both for you and your people. Considering you a rallying point for them, looking at
Sedition!
the data here,
Sedition!
It seems like if with you on the throne, that's one of the better outcomes in this situation.
She's like, I mean, the throne, my father, my family. She's like processing it all.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
I think she's just on it.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. She's like, what? I think I said she was like 15, 16 or something like that. She's pretty young.
I think you said 16,
Yeah.
By anime standards, she's basically a main character.
I mean, she's old enough to be
Wait, let me change my perspective. Yeah.
compromising situations and
Yeah,
being a
she's.
child soldier.
Yeah, she's
Do some
Normal
war
everyday
crimes.
activities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to do some war crimes, you know.
Cool. So yeah, she'll absorb that and she'll just kind of take it and go silent a little bit.
Internalize it, suppress it.
Yep.
Or on the inside. Maybe on the outside too.
Meanwhile, Rico is welding the arm of an assault mech to a construction bot that is mostly intact.
Okay. Give me a roll. Give me a roll.
Yes.
Give me like a.
Just trying to get something for.
Do you have hacker fix?
I'm encouraging this. I want as many arms on this as possible.
Do you have hacker fix?
I do.
Yeah, give me a roll hacker fix roll.
Alright, give me 1 second. I had my mech stats up, so let me bring up my pilot stats. And go. Is there any chance I can have accuracy from Vulture helping me?
Yep.
Hey. Go.
Ooh.
28.
Natty.
Roll.
Damn near got 10 over.
I would let you get 2 mechs of your class choice that you get to assemble.
Just 2 goats.
Oh, well, I mean, I would like, what I want is for Team Soot to be as comfortable as possible. If I remember correctly, Okuli was in a Sentinel.
Yep.
And Quaylar was in an Assault?
Quaylar's an assault, yep.
Okay, so that's what I would like them to have access to, just for the sake of them knowing what to do and being comfortable in their mechs.
Quaylar probably can't
gonna
pilot.
physically be the same thing as their thing. Oh,
Yeah.
well, Quaylar's gonna be available. I don't know.
Oscar wants a Rainmaker. No, you can give Oscar something else.
Okay, so Quaylar's gonna get a Sentinel, and by Sentinel I mean a construction mech with the arm of a Sentinel.
Okay, nice. Yeah, nice. A Sentinel head or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I found half of a Sentinel and 3/4 of a construction mech, and I'm putting those together.
Nice.
Contract the graft at the back.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I'm like all the arms.
I'm so tempted to send Rico like a text message being like, you should totally make Oscar an ogre. Just a big fat mech
idea what to do with. So, yeah, let's get him a sniper.
All right, sniper.
Okay, at least you know
Yeah.
you can't like spray damage an
Yeah.
entire city
You
block.
can only fuck up one building at a time. That's enough time for me to yell at him.
I would say you're able to give Oscar a sniper. Pretty much just grafting a sniper rifle to the side of like a mech, a construction mech, forklift arm.
A forklift with a fucking recoilless gun on top.
All right.
Like, just imagine forklift with a mech scale rail gun on top of it.
Yes. He's forklift certified.
It reminds me of what's that comic where it's like the forklifts like infinitely lifting like two forklifts together and they just like exploding.
Yeah.
They achieve light.
Checkmate, physicist.
Yeah, like what about this? Two forklifts lifting each other forever.
So yeah, Rico, you're able to do that as you graft the sniper rifle and graft a sentinel arm to two construction mechs and probably like put like a little Jeep roll cage on the side of them on the inside around the cockpit too to keep them operational. Yeah, they're ready to go.
All right, and that's what Rigo spends the whatever time he doesn't need to fix his own mech. Which isn't much because, like I said, most of his mech's defenses is just shields that need to be reprojected.
Yeah, you guys have like I think a full rest is like 8 hours or something like that. It's a good you guys have a good amount of time. What about the rest of you? Any specific?
I mean, I want to put if I know that Thygo actually is plotting against this, I do want to put him on trial real quick.
I wouldn't. You have to. I don't know if you know he's plotting against you. He definitely has other ideas for what should be happening.
I mean, if he's talking to Rio, then yeah. Wait, didn't he find out in that conversation just now that he's plotting against us?
Well, that he was trying to convince Ilyana to.
He was trying to convince.
Yeah.
Convince our primary asset to abandon our cause, which I would count as plotting against us.
He doesn't have any evidence. He just has projections that he is preparing based on.
PowerPoint presentation.
It's more likely. It's a 95% likelihood that he tries to sabotage the mission.
That's what. Yeah, I was kind of feeling that vibe.
Interesting.
They were not on board.
Interesting. If you wanna run this like a narrative encounter, I think it would require 2 clocks, y'all's gold clock, Thygo's gold clock, and then everyone else would be like onlookers. And it's like, yeah, it'd probably take me a session to set up though. Or how do you want to do it?
I don't think he wants to do that. I think he just wants to spend his time debating with Thygo. I think and Heartbreak is like providing all of these solutions. He's like, wait a minute, I didn't come here to boss people around. I came here to protect these people, and he's afraid. He's just a scared, afraid person. And I just get readouts about like how he's gonna act in like various cartoons and things about.
You're trying to just like get in front of the problem and like prevent the dissolution kind of in the future.
Kisva going into debate club with a fucking aimbot.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of trying to like punish him, I think I would rather attempt to convince him by challenging him to a debate. And I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm gonna try and see if maybe Vulture has any cojito or something that we can drink, and I'm gonna just attempt to try and convince him.
I feel like I would have beer or liquor stowed away somewhere in the group slang. I would like to roll for this.
All that bulk.
Roll me a d20 and see if you have beer or liquor stored in your group slang. Above a 10, there's a flat d20. Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, you have a tap. It's somewhere in your mech.
I have a whole ass keg.
You have a keg somewhere in your mech. Yeah, you have a keg somewhere beneath your cockpit or something.
You don't want what Vulture's making. It's like some crazy jungle juice shit. Probably got like motor oil in there a little bit. Like, you know, she can't exactly keep a clean storage.
I'm imagining you pouring yours out, and it's that awful like brown color.
Is
you
that
get
amber?
when you
That
mix
amber
too much
liquor?
liquor
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Coke
I'm
45.
straight from the bottle, like with a canteen. Like there's no.
You know, it's funny you mention that because I've actually heard old tales of like Mongol warriors and shit where they would get a wineskin and they would literally just plunder, fill it up with like whatever they found on the battlefield, and then just kept going. And like, oh yeah, I've been raiding for like 10 years. This shit is disgusting.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
Who knows what this is?
That sounds
Whatever
brutal.
it is, it's aged.
This actually sounds really cool.
Good year.
Yeah, so Akizwa, you I guess Buzo, you have libations for the crew?
Yes, I prepare 2 very large things of beer. I begin, you know what? I'm gonna distribute beer to all of these poor people that are suffering. We're gonna raise some morale.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyone who is not bleeding, because I don't want to thin their blood more.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably still like like in the 3 or 4 hours or up to 8 hours that you guys are like doing all this stuff. There's probably a couple more people that come out of this hole, like prisoners that just made it. You give them beer and they're like, "Oh, thank God, it's been so long since I've had a brew." But Akizwa, yeah, you see Vigo kind of by themselves in the ice cream truck. Oscar's kind of walked off in a different direction, go do some other stuff, probably like attend to Quaylar and Akuli. What do you want to do?
Just want to say, look, I know when we rescued you, we were having it out. It was a tense situation, and you were afraid. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit more realistically about what our chances are and what we can do. And I figured, since you can't exactly run away from me, you're a captive audience. I felt like this might be incentive enough, and I will grant him. I will take what remains of whatever my enzyme pills are, so I can drink this, and I'll give him one too.
All right.
And I'll say, all right, let's talk it out.
They sit up and take the libation, and they say, "Well, you seem to be the most understanding of your group." He seems a little jumpy. He's like his hands twitching a little bit. "You must know, staying here is suicide. There's no one in this city that's going to make it out. The GDK are allowed to take it over. They're behind all of this. The NHP, I tried to tell you when you all first arrived. They're behind every single piece of this."
I understand. However, if we want anyone to live, it's probably a good idea that we don't have a cascading NHP continually burrowing underground into the city's infrastructure, or hell, at this point, depending on how long the city's been under attack and what it's been doing, it could have burrowed into the core right now.
Well, I don't know the interworkings of the Undercity. You seem much more akin to that, so I won't question you on that. But what if the GDK can stop this? What if we can stop them and force them to stop the NHP? 2 birds and 1 stone.
I think that's a good idea. I really do. But I can't take the chance that the GDK is just in the dark. It's just as much in the dark as we are when we're poised to strike at the problem quickly. By the time they sit down, even if they're... So, if we have... Either way, we end up fighting them, but there's a potential chance at the end of it that they've been bamboozled by Coco Khan the same way we have. If that's the case, then fighting them does nothing except help Coco Khan. If we attack Coco Khan, we strike a massive blow against the GDK and destroy their greatest asset in the city.
You want to give me a roll?
Either way,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'll give you a roll. I'll roll a charm, because we're talking about this nicely now instead
Yep.
of me trying to make him do shit. Do I get any accuracy for the alcohol? Or
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
It's really shitty beer.
It's really shitty. Nice. 16. So what you're saying seems to resonate with them, and you get the sense, Akiza, that they're pretty they've always been dead set that the GDK is the bad people, and they're mostly operating off culture and rumor, and they're just maybe. I was always told. Go ahead.
No, either way, taking out Coco Khan helps. Plus, it ensures that we don't have the planet, and I can't stress this enough, literally flipped inside out.
Well, I see the reason in what you're saying, but after this, we must go back to the Caliphate. They're the only ones that can help us.
I agree. I think that I'm willing to make that concession. Retreating to Caliphate territory probably seems like the safest option.
I mean, if that's your plan, then I'm fine with that. I've talked with Oscar. He's in agreement.
Alright. We have to take out Kukulkan first, otherwise everyone's gonna die. There is a chance, however slim, that the GDK are unwitting pawns in this as well. And until we have answers, I'm not ready to completely write them off yet, and I don't think you should be either. When we put this uniform on, we swore an oath. All of Tiano, not just the Caliphate of Pisha, or the GDK.
You're right. It's time I put aside my prejudices, however well-intentioned. I'm here.
Alright.
Cool. So you drink the rest of their beer.
Social victory!
Social victory. Do, 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 do.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little tense there. I was like, please don't start acting like a shit. I don't want to have to start throwing beer cans at you for like 40 feet up.
It's definitely hard to get out of military officer mode and try to be a person in the middle of a war zone. I don't know how Figo can do it.
Because he's hurt and injured and he's an old man.
And bad beer.
Yeah, bad beer.
I sure, whenever somebody finds us, we're both like passed out. I'm taking it off completely because I've got this shit kicked out of me. Like we're both genuinely
Sweating.
And like so many choco tacos are like strewn across the ice cream truck.
We ate the rest of the ice cream.
Is there anyone else left to go?
The only thing that I was going to do was I said that I was going to do a short rest rather than a full rest because I wanted to keep doing triage and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or does that not matter and I just get all this shit back?
You
resting
yeah, correct. Yep.
Okay. Then that's all I'm really doing. I'm A-okay with just continuing to manage the like medical situation with everybody and like using the handheld printer to print splints, to shuffle people like into places where they can lie down, to tell them, no, you cannot drink any more beer. You have lost like a third of your blood.
Nice.
That stuff.
Nice. Yeah. As you set up like kind of like this kind of triage area, you still a few more people are kind of crawling out. One that's become much more few at this point. You hear from your various kind of checking on all these people that they kind of tell you stories of like, yeah, I saw subalterns dragging my cellmate down through that tunnel. We could go back down there, go rescue them. There must be a way down through there. It must lead somewhere. There's like postulating on where this tunnel may lead.
On one hand, I don't want anyone to like go running down there by themselves. On the other hand, it feels weird keeping them in the dark. I'd probably just tell them something like, we know where the tunnel goes. We are going to take the back route to try to penetrate like behind enemy lines. Completely ignoring the fact that this is the back route.
Yeah, this is exactly that is the back route. All right, yeah, I'd say they're relieved a bit to hear that capable lancers are on the job and gonna have found a back route to the place.
Yes, we have a rescue plan. Just we don't need anyone running down there to root it for us.
So yeah, they'll put their faith in you essentially. They probably give you a list of like names or like, oh, this is make sure you look out for them or this person or whatever to bring them back. But yeah, so you have like a list of names.
If they want to busy their hands, they can go back to putting like, have you seen this person posters or whatever on the Groot Sling, the walking billboard.
Nice, yeah, they'll do that. They'll for sure do that. Yeah, a couple of the able-bodied ones will go over there and like use whatever they have, like probably like ash to like mark on it or something.
Okay, I just realized that I might have done something terrible. So a bunch of prisoners went to my Groot Sling. After they're done, I would like to give it a once-over to see how many gang signs were put on it that I need to probably scrub off.
You're good. They're cool. They're cool gang signs. It's all right.
Cool gang signs.
Yeah, they blend. They're just graffiti.
The quantum bloods.
Yeah, as that's happening, Buzo, you get an indication from your Groot slang. It's probably like relaying a message to you. It's like onboard systems. It appears to be a communication from Fatoon, to all of you all, really. Well, actually, no, to you, to Buzo. It can be relayed through your heart suit or whatever.
Yeah, I will take it privately with the intention that I will probably patch it into everyone else, unless this is specifically for me.
Not necessarily. She just contacted you first, or they just contacted you first. They'll pop in and kind of their visage will pop up and they say, "Buzo, is it you? I've been trying to contact you all for it seems like hours now. Is this reaching you, Buzo? This is Fatoon. Are you there?"
Okay, hold up. Have we been above ground, like helping these people out for hours, and we still haven't gotten any contact?
This is the first you've received from Fatoon, because like the power went dead across the whole city.
Right.
Probably had to like manually connect emergency power.
Or she had to move towards us.
Go somewhere else. Yeah, move.
Alrighty. I will patch this into everyone else with like a quick message saying, "Hey, Fatoom's in contact with us again," and respond and say, "Hey, this is Buso. I'm with everyone else with lineup squad. We've found Team Soot, are trying to outfit them and prepare for an assault. Where are you?"
I am around the same area where you left me last, though a better vantage point on our friends, the GDK. I've contacted you all. Now, I've meant to contact you hours ago. It seems they are pulling away from Tjotbody City, the entirety of their forces. I've seen ships frequent the outer docks around here. This gives me worry. I haven't seen any aggressing forces from Kulto Khan, whatever NHP is below the city. I fear something similar to the breaking of houses will be here. The fire from the sky.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I think it might be time to begin moving and to start sending everyone that we've rescued that can't fight out of the city.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I don't think we really have any other choice. I'm gonna relay that to Batum, and we have a plan. If we send people your way, can you lead them out of the city, or at least direct them through comms?
Yes, I will try my best. The bridge is still clear, and there's a few here that I've met. They seem to know you, and she's talking about the bystanders that you all met when you first arrived here. It's like the second thing you did. They're like the old people from the so she's apparently in contact with them, and there's a safe evac route. So she'll agree to like if you can send people over there, yeah, she'll get them out.
Cool. Then we've got all that. I guess the last piece that needs to be checked in with is Katra Sinclair. And
Katra, yeah.
I think it might actually be go time.
Yeah. I think we gotta go.
All right. Well, we will end it there. As go time is ready to go. You all have only, since the GDK is pulling out, you only have 2 encounters. Downtown remodeling, which is the entrance into Kultokan's, the other portions of the city, where you'll encounter the NHP and probably do some stuff.
Man, everything went tits up.
You guys did good.
Yeah, that was just like a curveball. Like, by the way, you can't believe it. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You fixed this problem and then it got worse.
That's never a good feeling when like your enemies are like, let's go. Like when there's like people that were just shooting, like we're all just gonna go now.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Wonder why you're all evacuating all.
They're gonna have a big laser shoot the whole fucking city.
Yeah, it's gonna be some fucking Death Star shit.
Yeah, but you guys did good. You guys got some prisoners out. You saved Team Soot. Yeah.
Yeah. The 2/3 of Team Soot that we like, and hopefully the other one's at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh yeah. Guess Helena Bria. Old Helena Bria. We'll see what happens to her.
So there's someone else? I thought that was everyone.
Yeah,
There's one more.
4 people.
She's a super villain bullshit.
Yeah, Helena Bria. Hope you could Bria underwater.
Got him.
It's a very divisive team. We have the 2 lesbian lovers that we like, and then there's the team killing fucktard, and then there's the villainous bitch.
Sounds like those two did each other and we will
Yeah.
run off into the nuclear sunset together when everything goes to shit.
If they make it out, who knows?
Shaka, if Helen shows up and gives some sort of dumbass villain speech to Oscar to get him onto her side using romance as bait, I'm going to kill you. Like,
Oh no. That would be too. That'd be like Plymouth
too
Rock
bad, right?
6-1. Yeah, 618. Yeah. Not this Plymouth Rock universe. A different universe for sure. Dope. Ryan, that part wasn't too frustrating, was it? Like the prison part.
I think I was just getting I kind of felt like, things that it felt like whenever we said a suggested okay, we could do this, you'd be like, that's not gonna work.
Oh, my bad. I didn't want to give that off.
I feel like if the Prison Break was a movie, even though you kind of didn't do that much, there would be about a 10-minute segment of just Rico action. It would win a couple of special effects awards.
Montage.
Yeah.
Some aerial acrobatics was definitely happening.
Definitely.
Meanwhile, is shot like one of those stupid close film noir movies with nothing but close-ups.
Yeah.
No dialogue, just the sipping of beer, and just why are we here? Just to suffer.
I just saw it as a difficult situation, and I think TTRPGers tend to want the best ending, and sometimes it's not possible.
Yeah, it was a pretty difficult situation. It was like a capsize.
The bad thing is going to happen, and it's about how bad it is, not.
Yeah, that was the story there. I probably could have made it more clear, but
It's fine. We don't resent you. We resent specifically Oscar, Helena, and
they went to prison. You know what? Them going to prison was a completely different storyline. They wouldn't have went to prison if y'all didn't choose that mission. They would have something else would have happened.
Yeah, but also who knows what would have happened if we hadn't been around.
Oh yeah, it would have been another.
quit telling us the fucking consequences of our actions.
He should know that shit.
Apex, we never would have met Apex Sky Eye.
Oh yeah, he's around there somewhere. He's floating around here somewhere. I don't know.
Oh shit, that's a good point. Have we spotted any of the prisoners that started working in that the kitchen? Or were any of them in jail? Or...
No, those are the bystanders that you met. The second after that first combat. That was them.
Okay, I thought those were just townspeople, not those guys specifically.
Yeah, they had formed a resistance group, and they had been holding out since this town went under shit. Dope.
So next time we fight NHP things?
Yeah, next time it's boss battle.
I'm scared.
A double entendre. I've got some. I've got some.
And
clues.
I'm glad you're here to give us back up.
Huh?
It's a cascaded NHP. I don't even know.
Let me see if I can send you guys something that's like a
halfway through the fight, the map's gonna invert.
Oh, that's actually a really cool idea.
It's funny you say that because that's how I designed my maps when I ran in an HP.
That's a really cool
our
idea.
bodies are gonna start existing in 2 places at once, and then we're gonna have to.
It's an extremely cool idea. Oh, I don't think I even put the map in here. I can't even show it to y'all.
We're gonna have to fight dark versions of ourselves to get to the
3.6. Oh wait, here it is. I think I found
See, I'm just getting all of these terrible things out there, so then Chaka can't do it. But then it's just then that's too easy. I guessed it, so now he can't do any of that at all.
Yep.
Oh, you.
Off the table.
You doubt how uncreative I can be. I can be very uncreative.
No, please don't give Shay the gift of prophecy.
Oh yeah, I don't have the map.
What if we go in here and?
I don't have the map, but we'll see. Maybe you might get a teaser later.
I'm hyped.
Should we schedule next year, right? Probably next time he plays next year.
We should like say goodbye to the people.
Oh yeah.
Like for this episode to end.
Deuces.